Damn, Fork is going at it. Man, talk about a missed opportunity for third echelon. He might just get it, like, right now.
I think he could do it.
After the, like, extra technique to make the president more consistent was discovered today, like, I think 52 is just straight up not even that hard now, so... I mean, it's hard, but, like, definitely it should be within most people's grasp.
It's hard, but not impossible now.
Yeah, it requires way less, like, just insane dumb luck. Oh! Oh! Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. Oh my god. Maybe. That's very close. That might go. With a really good ending, it'll go. But I don't know how good his endings are. Did he hit the door? Fuck, come on. The president got shot. Close call, but no dice. Okay, so what's up, y'all? This is it. The moment we've all been waiting for. Like, maybe. It's the final hour of the final week of the Elite.net's Summer League 2018. Let's just pop back open the Elite chat. Hopefully my stream is live. Okay, it is. Good. Okay, let me just pop this chat out. Hopefully my stream is like actually up on your PC too. If it's working, then yay.
No, I hope we're getting a check from Geico for this.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, ads. Just put a big fat block right over the ad. Actually, that is pretty much, I think, exactly what I'll do. Is I'll hide his stream chat and just... Cool. All right. Just kind of waiting for people to slowly filter in as it goes. No, I don't want to load up the fucking setup editor. Yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing, Sharp Eye. It is an 1,100 point difference right now, but the reason that we're actually kind of doing this stream is because there is something that I think we haven't looked into, which is the possibility that one or both teams are hoarding. I mean, in the final week of the league, there's kind of almost no reason not to, you know. You really don't want to let your opponents know if they're going to go for a good or bad, you know, how much work they need to do. And I mean, it is a little bit anti the spirit of the league, but it's one of those things where because it's not strictly banned, you know, you end up seeing teams do it anyway to some extent. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Paulie, any thoughts?
Yeah, I have a feeling because we haven't heard from arguably the playoff MVP so far, which is Antler. We haven't really heard much from him today or in the last couple days. So I have a feeling we might get a little something in the next hour.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I guess the first thing we should do is maybe go through the list of players, and we could see sort of what times, if any, are gonna be unhoarded into play. Let me just pop open. Oh, of course I don't have the link in. I don't have the link in my non-normal browser. Let's see here. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. Okay, so we've got the final spreadsheet up here. Probably looks a little janky on stream, so let's like... I could probably zoom it like this. Maybe. That might just... Oh, there we go. There we go. We're good. Oh, wow. We got like 10 people with the league page permanently up right now. So, all right. As you can see by the dip, significantly ahead for the time being. But let's go through the player list, and I think we should talk about what we're likely to see out of each player in the event of an unhoard at the last minute, which we'll probably be finding out over really the next 57 minutes, I mean, it might literally come down to the last minute. It's going to be very tight. So I guess let's start off with buy the dip. I mean, there's not really a reason to, because they're significantly ahead right now. So I don't know if we'll see, like, if you look at it during finals week, pretty much everyone on their team has contributed pretty heavily, with the exception of, but you know, with the exception of Punjabi, you know there's going to be a Punjabi horde coming in. Like, there has to be, right?
Yeah, that's the Punjabi Classic for this season, so I would not put the past the man, not one bit.
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, he has kind of used up like a lot of free points, but at the same time, he could just dick around in GoldenEye for a couple hours and get like another couple hundred points or something. I mean, he clearly is playing way under his GE potential. So, Head Snow did get some hot GE points this week, but as far as I know, I mean, does he even have PD?
No, he does not. If he has PD, he hasn't played it at all.
I sort of feel like maybe there's a non-zero chance that Luke or someone sent him a PD cart. Like someone sent the Rixer a PD cart.
Yeah, it was Wotus sent him the PD cart.
Ah, right. And then Wotus, I mean, Wotus is so good, like, you know, even though he's starting to get up there in the PD ranks too, like, I feel like he could just totally have another couple hundred points up his sleeve, ready to go. But at the same time, we've kind of been watching him play. He's mostly been streaming, so, like, you sort of feel like if there were any times left, like, he would have already streamed them, you know? So, I guess I'll turn on Fork's audio again just for a bit, just to... for something.
So, yeah, Wotus has been relatively quiet today compared to the last, like, few weeks of activity.
Yeah, He really has, so there might be something cooking there. Haydos, I don't think we'll see anything. The only thing is that he just started playing PD, so he probably has, like, a ton of PD points ready to go as well. Luke, I feel like we're not going to see an unhorde from. I don't think...
I believe we already have, to the extent that we'd call it an unhorde.
Yeah.
What you posted earlier.
I don't really think there's a whole lot left for him to do.
Based on the last 48 hours, I'd say for buy the dip, either the players on this team, they don't understand like how show business works, so they don't care because they're putting no drama in this. Or like, as soon as we get, we're gonna drop it right in, and boom, we're gonna take the drama out of it. We're gonna hit them fast. Yeah,
it seems like it. I mean, they've pretty much just dominated, you know, pretty aggressively. Now, I mean, the real sleeper hit here, and the reason why the league is not a foregone conclusion at this point, is, like, look at the power that's in third echelon. Like, Sam Fisher, easy potential for, Neil has easy potential for point gain. I mean, we haven't seen much out of him, so maybe there's some points lurking there. Lake Demon, you fucking know that he could have, like, literally like 500 or more points just lined up in GoldenEye or something. Flicker, I mean, Flicker has been playing hard, so I don't think there's anything left for him. Carl is not playing right now, so I think that's a solid no for him. I mean, there's no way he could contribute anything meaningful without a world record. And Jungle 49 didn't happen, so no dice there. Madoka, definitely a sleeper hit. I think Madoka could... I mean, Madoka has a ton of points to gain in both games pretty easily. Antler, as you said... Antler might be up to something, so, let's keep an eye out. I wonder if any of these people are going live, too. We've got Carl playing fucking Antichamber. Mike Mint playing... Yeah, nothing else, so, we are left to speculate for a bit. So let's see. I guess, since we're left this... Well, tell me your thoughts, too. Do you think, what do you think about this situation for third echelon?
I think that the key to what happens in the next hour will be if Sam Fisher drops some heat. Because, so Carl is playing Antichamber, so you can't really get points for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, regrettably.
Flicker is out because he said he was going to, like, I think he was going to go play MTG or something like that.
Oh,
so he can't
yeah, he did say that.
So he can't, even if he's like sick at that, he can't get points for that, unfortunately.
Now, see, the sneaky thing is that maybe he didn't tell us that he already has some points ready to just click submit on. So maybe not. I mean, you know, I doubt it. I think his integrity is too high to do something like that, but maybe not. I mean, you know, we never know. Madoka, haven't heard anything from.
Maybe he has a secret flair for the dramatic that we're not aware of.
Yeah, it could be. You know, I'll downvote to that, so to speak. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Lake Demon could have some Goldeneye in the chamber. I don't really think he could. He can't really pull out anything super massive in PD unless he just drops a world record.
Yeah.
Which, if he were to drop Defense Perfect Agent world record, which he could do at any time,
that would be it. Like, it would almost be over because, I mean, that's, if he were to get a record on, that's what, like a tier 3 right now, or like tier 4, I think. Let's check here. I think it's a tier 4 right now. And I mean, here's the thing. That puts the league into like the worst situation where they're deciding on the time of a new Untied. Like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that way if he got 129 or something. But, let's see.
I'm currently sitting at tier 4 for,
yeah, 129 is a tier 4. I feel like 128 would be, like, probably tier 2. Probably not tier 1, but probably tier 2. So, like, if that were to happen, we'd be looking at 175 times 2 times 2.5. So, that alone would just about close the gap. Very close to closing the gap. You'd get 350 times 2.5, which is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. That's almost, yeah, 825 points. So, I mean, something like that could happen. You know, it's not, all hope is not lost for third echelon at all.
So what I'm imagining right now is, like, picture this, okay? So, Neilcase, he just links a YouTube link in the lobby. It doesn't say a word. You click it, and then it's just a blank screen, and then like the night vision goggles from Splinter Cell come on, and it's just his unhorde. That's what I'm envisioning right now.
Yeah. It's Green Project, but I don't know what we call it. Something. You know, basically, I think a giant unhorde at the last minute would actually be a good thing for the league, just out of, like, the immense amount of hype coming out of it. Let's see. I guess I'll keep an eye. Let's do it like this. I'll keep an eye on the times feed. Maybe let's head over to Fork's stream for a little bit. Not because that has anything to do with the league, but just, like, until we get some more updates, there's not a whole lot to talk about just yet. So,
and it would be keen to witness the third 52.
Yeah, and Fork is going in on it hard. He just about had one earlier. I mean, he was really close to a hot 52.
And he's really taken to the stage as a whole, like fish to water in the last month.
Absolutely. Well, I think after he got those, I mean, yeah, actually, for that matter, let's look at his times page. He doesn't have a world record on Crash Site, does he? No, he's just close.
He's incredibly close.
Oh, yeah. Stage. Yeah, he's like 1 second away on SANA, and then, you know, his out of bounds is slower on PA.
He's definitely one of the best Crash Site players, period.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly super good. So, like, he went in and, you know, from basically having not played the stage in November, getting a 124, all the way down to 115. I mean, he got all the way to 116 in, like, 3 weeks. And then, in March, got the 115. So, he's clearly got the power. Also, he has the best profile message of anyone in the Elite. Love GE, but PD is an all-around better game. Waiting for the craze to move to PD. Well, buddy, you're gonna be waiting a long fucking time.
I mean, he's gonna be waiting. I don't hate the take, but he's gonna be waiting.
He might be waiting till the year 20XX or the Heat Death of the Universe, you know, which is rapidly approaching in GoldenEye. But yeah, I mean, his times page is nice and solid. You can see he's been blowing up Air Force One, and he'll be on the leaderboard as soon as he can stomach playing PA for more than like 5 minutes. I mean, even a non-basement boost run would give him a really sick. I mean, shit, he's like almost on the leaderboard as is with a 60-pointer. I mean, it's like that's just disgusting.
The one thing I know about Fork, just for his chances of this 52, is if he has those sick crash site times, I know he has the patience to wait for 52.
Yeah, and you know, you don't need to, you kind of don't need to, get that insane luck. I'm actually curious as to how he's playing this now. It's interesting. He discovered the same thing that Icy and I discovered about pushing the president exactly to where he is right now. He discovered as well that like, significantly improved the president pace. So, good for him. I mean, the thing is, for 52, like, I don't really know how insane of a president you even need. Like, it seems like there's quite a bit of wiggle room. I think he's doing it correctly now, too. Yeah, he is. Okay. So, I mean, a kind of split like that'll definitely work. Yeah, I mean, if he completes... If you hear the speech at, like, 30.1, that's really solid already. And almost certainly will get you... yo, what's up, MW? Just like to give a shout out, by the way, again, to the proof moderators and the entire administration team of both the Elite and the League. DSX, Grav, you know, everybody. MW and Trouble Clef on Proof Mod team. They have to watch literally every fucking video that we submit. And I wouldn't wish that on, like, my worst enemy. Like, I hear that's the kind of stuff that they make people do in, like, Guantanamo Bay. So, like... basically, at the end of the day, these guys are our heroes. So,
yeah. Cheers to y'all. Y'all are all wonderful.
Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, Mike. Oh, yeah. I think he made it back too fast there. President just taking his sweet time there. He's got to get the president killed just for satisfaction.
The good thing about these is that these should be all close calls.
Yeah, these are all closing in. They're all real nice runs. And, I mean, you pretty much need the president through that door that you push him through at 47 flat. Like, you could get it with maybe very slightly worse. But just having watched his endings, I don't think his endings are quite good enough to make it with that. I think he's going to need, like, open door or, you know, just a cooked president. But his runs are still really good. That's not, you know, as I told him the other day, I'm like, dude, I watched your 53 and, like, you can probably get 52 without a whole lot of effort. Like, you know, he got 53 really quickly after I gave him some info, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Maybe he's just, you know, an NPC dependent stage like specialist. Maybe he just gets it and we don't.
Could be. More than anything, I'd say he's good at, like, weird technical stages that, like... I mean, I guess I'd have to look at his page again, but let's see here.
Looking at it, I mean, he has decent escape pages, so the theory looks like it's good.
Yeah, you know, and then, like, something like Infill Agent, I mean, I'm sure he hasn't played it much, but he kind of basically doesn't have a time on it, you know. His extraction is a 53. Like, when you think of OCB times... And the thing is, too, he has Trent endings for all 3 difficulties of Mr. Blonde's Revenge. And I think he got those times... Let's see. Yeah, he got those times in March. And, like, that was pretty much coming from nothing. Like, I guess he had some slow Icy Strat completions, but it seems like he picked up the Trent Strat very quickly. And I think something like that, more than anything else, especially in Perfect Dark... Oh, he's gonna warp. What? Really? Wow, I'm actually surprised. That's a new one.
Oh, that's a scam right there if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, if you're that slow, assuming nothing went horribly wrong, some stuff. assuming nothing went horribly wrong, you know, that should, like, always go. I'm surprised he's not trying the laptop lure. That, now that we figured out how to make that, like, not just totally suck, it's a promising strat. Ah, yeah, see, he's quitting out on slow starts, so he's definitely in it to win it. I mean, I saw his cinema splits all the time, and I'm just like, dude, like, you can definitely get it with this kind of cinema split. Although, as it turns out, we've now found out that the cinema split actually means nothing, so it's,
Well,
I mean, saying it means nothing is not true, but basically what happens after the split can kind of determine, you know, how fast the president's script and everything runs afterwards is what determines his starting pace. So
well, that's what happens. You speedrun the game, folks. Like, one day you could wake up and everything you know could be wrong.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal. Like, you know, the strats for Air Force One have been getting pretty hypothetical and ridiculous, and like a lot of them have not really ended up working out to anything. But it seems like if you just keep trying enough, eventually something will be figured out that probably significantly breaks the game. And sure enough, we might be getting there with this new Air Force One strat. It seems like it may have significant implications for other stages too. Like Deep Sea is the big. Oh, he got the. Oh shit! He is going for the laptop lure. Oh well, then there you go. Hopefully he gets it, cause it's a solid technique when it works, and you know, I think for 52, like a good laptop lure run, like you're just definitely gonna get it. There's no question. So
Yeah, it's that little extra that puts you over the top for sure.
yeah, cause it's like, you know, on Agent, you're gonna get back to the basement and back up, like. Assuming you don't horribly fuck everything up and get shot to death, like, you're gonna get back up in time to meet the president, unless he's on, like, absurd 51 pace, you know? So, 52 is, like, not quite as bad as it might seem initially. Alright, let's go back and look at the feed. Nothing yet. So, I mean, I think we're gonna be seeing that true... That true last minute unhorde, maybe.
If there's one on the table, we'll get it probably, I'd say in the next, I'd say 11:50, I think it'll hit.
Yeah, I don't think people want to wait much longer than that, so,
So, this is just a big game of chicken now. We'll see who cracks first.
yeah. And, you know, just because we're waiting on some action, I figured, and that's the thing, too. I also have no idea how this is, like, all going to play out, so... We figured, yeah, we'll do the stream. If there's something to talk about, great. If there's not, well, shit. So, this is good for right now. Just chilling, watching Fork go for a sick tier, what is it? Tier 4 world record? I think it's tier 4. Yeah, tier 4. Probably not going to be tier 4 for much longer, but, right now
no,
it is.
Not since you wrecked the stage, no.
No, definitely. I mean, like, even when it was tier 4
Was
before,
it tier 4 when you got it?
Yeah, it was, and I kind of figured, like, I just, it's weird to me because it seemed almost easier than Defense Agent 45, but there, he just punches out the, great. I figured that, he would figure out the laptop lure at some point, so we'll see. I'm really excited to see what stages Fork is keen on. I mean, Deep Sea almost seems like an obvious stage for him. The problem is he doesn't have PAL, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, that disqualifies you from really playing the stage other than Perfect Agent.
Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, it's annoying that that's still a thing. Like, hopefully... I don't know. Hopefully one day something so messed up will happen that we no longer need PAL for, Deep Sea, but I... pretty much can't imagine something like that happening in any way, short of like a major sequence break. So
another thing about Fork, noted defection specialist.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that just shows that, like, when it comes to weird-ass stages with, like, strange technical movement, he's got them all down. I mean, even Chicago Agent, I would say it's, like, less... I mean, for 15, it's less like OCJ and just, like, figuring out how to even get the throw to happen and stuff, you know? Like, it's less just taking a fast line and strafing perfectly as it is, like, making sure, you know, you come out, like, climb quickly, stuff like that, you know, and your timing on the toss and everything is solid, so...
I'd call Chicago 15 the world's hardest Mario Party minigame.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, pretty much. That's not a bad way of putting it, really. And I mean, if you look at his other times too, like, you know, his rescue times, I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like on the level of some of his other times. So to me, and let's see, I mean, I don't know if those were like basically from scratch, but then again, Rescue Agent's a total crapshoot. So I mean, there you go. He's played Rescue Agent for, like, you know, a long stretch of time and kind of not really come out with, you know, anything insane. So to me, that indicates that something like this is more of a Oh, he's gonna warp. He's gotta warp. What? What the fuck?
Unbelievable.
Wow. I'm actually shocked that he didn't warp there. Yeah, this is crazy. He's just not getting any warps now.
Yeah. If I were to, I'd definitely put Fork on the players to watch in 2019 IMO.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you know, there is, like we were talking about in the league recap stream, I think it may finally be the year of Perfect Dark. Like, there's a lot of people playing right now, you know... There's some exciting-ish things happening. And there's stuff like League, too. I mean, League being super long this year, I think really helped get people in. You know, whether or not that's a great idea for the future remains to be seen, but I could definitely see having, like, 2 60-day seasons a year or something like that. You know, and also, as we get more towards, the league being automated and relying less on DSX doing an insane amount of work. Oh, there we go. As we get towards DSX and Grav and company not having to do so much work for the league, I think, you know, that length will become more sustainable. Man, he's so good. Like, he's really nailing... President's way too slow.
Yeah. The only reason Fork's not top 50 is just because of an A's. He's definitely going to get there sooner than later.
I'm gonna try and shoot him a message in my Chrome window to let him know to try and do the pause trick, because I think that might push him over the edge. Right. Unless he's listening to this stream, in which case I'm sorry. Oh, I have a stream up on my phone. Never mind.
Oh, there you go. So I took the liberty of I made some because you know in like sports leagues and all that, they hand out like end of the season awards, you know.
Right. Oh shit! Do we have some end of the season awards?
So yes, I've come up with a couple categories. We're gonna go through them and like to hear your opinion and the people's opinion on the matter.
All right. Maybe I'll just start adding them to the left. It might be a little hacky, but you know we'll make it work.
I didn't. I haven't prepared like any graphs or anything of that nature. So
I know. I'm just gonna I'm just
gonna call them out.
Yep.
Although, if you would, for the first one, if you'd like to pull up the image of the drafts, that would be good for the first one.
Sure, let's do that. Just ignore this letter on the left side of the screen. Just don't worry about it. Okay, so back to the draft. Okay, I do have that. Let's pop that up.
Have you thought any more about
one moment. Oh, good. Not that one.
My answer remains the same. I'm sorry, Trent, but no.
Draft.
I won't loan the Pelagic 2 to Datadyne.
Okay, let's
Can we move on to other matters?
All right. Fantastic. Okay, so draft is on the left side of the screen.
All right, excellent. So the first category is best draft class. Which captain would you give it to? Who do you think had the best overall draft, all things considered?
Let's see. Oh man, that's You know, like, part of me wants to say, like, it's funny, too. Sweet Baby Ray's, like, could have been great. It could have been great, and it just really wasn't.
So yeah, that's the thing, because on paper, like, this looks very strong.
Mr. President, you're in danger.
But picking Birdie was like that's a true like Hail Mary move that did not pay off. Big surprise, but you know.
To be fair, A, he went inactive, and B, he was still the top scorer on Sweet Baby Race for a long time.
So, I mean, you know, Icy was actually the real bomb pick there initially, with him going inactive for a while, and then coming back and being extremely super helpful to everybody, which is, you know, par for the course. So it's good. Let's see. You know, honestly, the Chicken Coop's, like, initial pick list, like, what the fuck? Like, there was no way that was going anywhere. Just because I don't think there were enough people who had, like, proven their ability to put up points. I mean, obviously you were a killer pick, but I don't think anyone else in the lineup, like, even if it did end up going well, I would have said that the picks were just too risky. Like, Boss is a risky pick because his level of activity is, like, not super high right now. You know, still playing, but, you know, he needs insane times to get anything. And I don't know how many stages he's playing on that level right now. You know, Glen Ivan and Melis. I really don't know anything about Melis at all. Was he dropped early or?
I think he was dropped after a couple weeks. But yeah, I don't think he submitted a single time for the league. He sounded like he was, you know, busy. He was always like out and about and stuff. But you know, hey, what can you do? That's just the breaks, you know.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, I mean, that's the other thing to consider with a league or something like this is like none of us are getting paid. This is just like for fun, you know.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it's actually stunning the number of collective hours that, like, everyone put in during League. Like, I think we all knew it was gonna go hard, but then it went, like, way too fucking hard, because we, like, all put in, like, almost full-time hours, you know? Like, it was just, I mean, the top scorers, like, we were playing so much. It was just insane, and, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something interesting, I think. Let's see, back to the picks. Honestly, I would have to say, man, Third Echelon is a real solid. I think those are seriously good picks. I mean, Lake Demon, you know he's going to blow it up. Flicker, he's got a lot of points left in the bag, and, you know, he showed that off this week. JD Black, I actually don't know how he performed in the league overall, but I think he got something, right?
Oh no, yeah, he was
he got quite a few points.
Yeah, he was putting up numbers, you know, until, like, you know, school and, you know, IRL things got in the way. But at the start, no, he was putting up numbers. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I know I have it in here somewhere. 'Cause I want to say he dropped like 1K, you know, before it was all said and done. Let's see here. 772 before he had to move on, so, you know, like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely an early contributor.
One sec.
I would say I would agree with what people are saying. Like, on paper, like, Golden Strawberries, like, just looking at the draft and, you know, not ad drops, just looking straight at that.
Looking straight at the draft. Yeah.
That's an incredibly strong 5, and with that 5, you can see, like, why they had the lead for so long. It's such a wide lead.
That's a really good point. And I mean, another thing that you have to consider. It's. He missed him. Fuck. That was probably 53 pace. Probably not 52, but still a nice run. Yeah, I mean, I think you also have to take into account the captain, right? Like, a captain, if they're a top tier player, like they're gonna draft around knowing that they already have some kind of, you know, world record potential on tap. So I think when you consider the captain as well on the team, like that's unstoppable, right? I mean,
yeah, no, absolutely. So, and I think if you're gonna for the award for like who had the best,
it's got to be
draft,
them, right?
I think it's either you could debate third echelon. You could debate third echelon golden strawberries. I think it definitely has to be one of those two.
I'm sorry, Trent.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go. You know, it's funny too because like Alka being on third echelon was actually a really great pick. Like that's like, you know, there was whatever about Alka being picked on a team, and it's like, fuck, I would take Alka like immediately. You know he's gonna put up like huge amounts of points over the course of the league, right? I mean, honestly, the Alka and Joris combo could have been unstoppable. But yeah, I would have to go, I think, at the end of the day with golden strawberries.
I don't hate that pick one bit, not at all.
Maybe they got a little bit lucky in who was remaining at each round of the draft, but I think that really given what they, you know, given what they could have picked, I think that's a, I think Green, and you know the thing is too, I mean, like we were talking about the other day, Green put a lot of effort in ahead of time into like scouting out players. Like you saw him in people's streams lurking, so just on that alone, it's easy to tell that he researched pretty hard. And I mean, I saw Neil in my stream and some other streams too beforehand. So I think both of them did a great job. But at the end of the day, Golden Strawberries has to take it home. You can't argue with having Swiss. You know, you can't argue with having... I mean, Craig had some sick times too for TBP much later down the road. But, you know, MW, of course, is just going to demolish. Joris, I mean, Joris came out of nowhere with the fucking Chicago 14 as well. Like, you know, he was already a good pick just on how many points he'd earned, picking up stages quickly. And then, boom, Chicago 14. I mean, that's, you know, his Chicago 14 was basically my AF1 117. So, like, it's, I'd say it's got to go to them. So, chat, what are your thoughts? Third echelon, golden strawberries. Additionally, if you could switch one player from third echelon, who would you put in?
Overwhelming. I'm in your hands. What do we do now?
If we were to take a player from third echelon and drop him in,
like, sorry, yeah, like, who would you pull from third echelon and put in from another team to make that pick? Like, it's not even that any of the players are not good picks on that team. It's just like, it's funny too because I would have said, yeah, pull Antler. But like, Antler blew it up massively with tons of stages and tons of points. Maybe swap JD for Joris. Yeah, that's actually, I think at the end of the day, Joris would have been a huge addition to pretty much any team.
yeah, Joris could have instantly helped like any team. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, let's go with golden strawberries. I think that's that's a solid pick. Where are we going next?
So we'll go with that. So we'll transition off of that. You know, same idea, but we'll go with a captain of the year. So we'll go with, you know, everything overall, draft, coaching, pickups made mid-season, and overall gameplay. Who would you go for in that regard if we look at it in that context?
In terms of like coaching and everything all together, and like also their
player side, you know, managing side, you know, picking up free agents, dropping people. Who do you think did the best job? Who's the coach of the year, would you say?
I mean, it's tough. Like, I've definitely, obviously, Irie and our whole team had a really good, like, we had a really good rapport, and like everyone was hanging out all the time. He gave me tons and tons of GoldenEye advice. He gave everyone huge GoldenEye advice. But I have to say, I don't know if I can award Captain of the Year to someone who has no PD knowledge. That's the one thing that I think stops me from awarding him that. So then we have to look at the other teams. I know Neil did a lot of work, like, dropping and adding, and, like, just, you know, he seemed to be on top of things quite well. I might even say Luke, actually. I think I would probably have to say Luke. He really seemed to be on top of things all the time. He was willing to play PD stages that he hates. You know, he put a lot of time in for the team. And I think at the end of the day, it showed. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would, yeah, I'd have to give it to Luke just because Luke was one of the, Luke was one of the top scorers. Like, he was willing to, like, play either game. He was willing to gamble on, like, pickups that didn't work out. And, like, you're saying, arguably, you know, like, the best pickup of the league, like, Lotus, like, he's the one who got him first. So it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, oh, we got a nice run going here. All right, let's see. I think his cinema split was pretty late, but his objective one was super fast. It was easily on 52 pace.
Like Ricky said, he said, you know, Luke was coaching him, telling him, like, this is what you need to do, like, look at this, you know, and I'm sure he was doing that with every single member of his team, Haydos, you know, all those guys. Yeah.
For sure. I think he was, all right, moment of truth. I have a feeling it's not going to go. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, my God. Holy shit.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, everyone, hold your breath.
He's just like, I'm done.
Oh. That's a heartbreaker, man. I know that feel, man. It sucks.
Damn, that was brutal. I mean, that was an insane president split. Holy shit. I just, like, looked up and I'm like, dude, he is already beyond the wall at 45. Wow. That came very close. So, yeah, I mean, as Ricky said, as you said there, he gave a ton of advice, and, you know, Luke was very heavily committed. And in a way, I mean, that's also the thing, too, right? Is, like, when you're literally fucking GoldenEye champion, like, contributing points to your team is a bit of a challenge. You know, short of world records.
Which he did drop.
Which he did. And, you know, like, oh, let's see if Forks, all right, time to turn on the champ stream. Is Luke streaming right now?
Is he? I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. Who is streaming? Is anyone streaming? If not, someone, please stream. We need it desperately.
But yeah, I don't know what rank he started at, but then over the course of League, Luke just went ahead and got top 50 PD as well, so.
Yeah, yeah, so I mean, that's exactly it. He was willing to play a lot of PD stages that, you know.
Ricky, that'd be perfect if you stream Villa, because you're on one of the final teams, so yes.
Hold on, sorry, one sec. What's that? No, just tell me. Yeah, I'm basically saying, mate, where's the stream? Okay, good. Irie's streaming, but he's not in the league, so I kind of have to give Ricky some priority. So, Ricky, start up your stream, and we'll jump in.
All right. So you think we're in agreement? You think we'd give it?
I think we have to give it to Luke. I think there's really no choice.
I think it's hard to argue against the resume.
Yeah, I mean, you know, other captains definitely did a great job. I feel like Irie, like, did as good of a job just because of his lack of PD knowledge. There's no way that he could have helped. And, I mean, there's no way he could have helped as much. And we did suffer as a result of not having enough PD players. So, at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to Luke.
All right. I don't hate it. So, well, good that. Congrats, Luke. And, all right, so I have a very I have a much more interesting one for this one. We could go in several directions with this one.
All right, sure.
So we'll go with newcomer of the year.
Newcomer of the year. Holy shit.
So we have multiple league players that have this was their first league and maybe even their first time playing in general. So who would you say? Who would you say over the course of the league, like the newcomer that was the most impressive?
Sam Fisher
considering
points
gained, times gained, like the whole package. What would you say?
Points gained, the whole package. Just breaking here. Breaking! Congratulations to Buy the Dip. You got us in the end. Then, like, 1 minute later. Psych! So, I have a feeling that we're about to see some shit go down right now.
Don't tell he's gonna post the Unhoard video.
Oh god, oh god. Unhoard! Oh, it's gonna go! Oh, is it gonna go? We will get right back to this award. Oh, Jesus. Is it gonna go?
Okay, I'm looking in lobby right now. I'm fucking shaking.
Holy shit. Is it gonna go? Everybody, F5 the Elite homepage until the site crashes. Let's go. Oh, dude, we're closing in on the last 15 minutes of the league. We are right there. JK. Neil trying to get a reaction out of us. Rough. We've been derailed by this troll. Oh, man. Damn. Okay, no Unhoard, no Unhoard. Or is there?
Finally, someone has a flair for show business. I like it.
Yeah, you know, I'll take it. I'll take the troll. It's actually pretty hilarious. Where were we? Best newcomer. So I take it, are we talking that as in like anyone who this was their first league? Or, you know.
Yeah, we'll keep it to first leagues, yeah.
Yeah, first league as in like this was the first league they could have participated in, and they did.
Right.
Let's see. If I have to go back to the sheet. Oh man, that's a tough call.
I know there are many good choices, like many directions you could go, so it's tough.
I mean, there's definitely. I guess this isn't a Lake Demon's first league. So like, or even if it's his first league, it's nowhere near his first. I think it would be unfair to lump him in with newcomers just because he's been playing forever, even if like he kind of pulled a Luke where he like disappeared from the community for a long time and then came back with, you know, much better than before.
I think that's fair. If you want to go, I think that's fine.
I don't know if we can really include him, so I would have to say, oh man, tough call. If we're not going to include him, I think it has to be maybe Joris. Like, shit, maybe it's Joris. I mean, maybe you, honestly. Just because I feel like your times were a little less. So, are you 60 for 60 yet in points?
No, because, you know, Deep Sea's kind of a disqualifier.
Right. But, I mean, you're closing in.
Let's see. Let me take a look.
Actually, yeah.
Only
it's just
Deep Sea agents and special agents are the only ones I don't have.
So I mean, you're effectively 60 for 60. Now, when was the first of your points times submitted?
Let's see. I can actually.
Yeah, dude.
Why am I speculating?
You don't even need to ask. I mean, look, it's May. It doesn't even matter.
That's what I mean. Why am I speculating? I'll look.
Dude, you just went from like 0 points in May to 3,200 now. Like, I would honestly say, like, no matter what, I don't think anyone beat that in terms of just sheer, like, going from nothing to putting up fat, you know, proof call times on, like, almost every stage. Some that are way better than just proof-worthy, too. Like, what do you think, chat? what would your suggestions be? Sharp Eye says Haydos as well. Haydos, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. Haydos knocking out the records and the Untieds, like... Maybe we have to give it to him because of that. I don't know.
The Haydos, well, the Haydos Egypt 300 is pretty strong.
Yeah, I think, you know, like that... and, Rixer's stream has just become absolute shit.
Oh, man.
With great memes. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that is it. I think... Lake Demon streaming at 8:46. Oh my god. Stream IQ requirements 69. God, this must be like Rescue Agent
Nice.
or something. Nice. Let's pop over for a sec. Definitely not to Rixer.
This Geico ad is intended on...
I think it's Procrastinator. Maybe I have his URL wrong. Oh, it's, yeah.
Yeah, you're good, Ricky. Yeah, if you want to kick off, like, it's good. I don't want to play Villa either. Level sucks.
Interesting. His stream title is question mark, question mark, question mark, and he streamed for what appears to be... Oh, no, he's live. I think he might be live. It's kind of weird. Like, Twitch is seemingly struggling, so...
Imagine if he streamed for like 10 frames and that was it.
Well, he literally did stream for 2 minutes, so, as of 5 minutes ago. Unless he's going to show us his times page. Fuck, like, imagine if just right now he shows us the times page and there's like an Untied in there. I mean, that...
Let's see, 2 minutes. How many eyes is that? It's not many.
Yeah. If he's looking to unhoard, the time is right now. Like, literally right now.
10 minutes.
CI was up on screen on his stream. CIPA was up on screen on his stream.
Oh my
Why was
God.
CIPA up on his stream? I don't like where this is going.
Oh no.
No, it's 46-117 and yeah, 46-117 and 132. Okay. Well, no unhoard. Maybe. Maybe. We still don't know. We were right there. I mean, these guys are all super trolls, so maybe at the last minute.
Well, these guys know they don't get points for comedy.
Yeah, I don't know if they do. Okay.
I do appreciate it, but like you don't get points for it.
No, yeah. Let's see. These Geico ads, holy shit. I'll leave the page up. Antler! Villa Special Agent 125. 11 points gained. Not enough. Sorry, buddy. Good attempt, though.
He's gonna have to do a lot more than that.
Yep. Now, here's the real question. When did he actually upload the run? No views. Published on October 20. Ah, right, but YouTube doesn't do that anymore. When you relist the video, it doesn't show the original time.
Yeah, so it could be from last week, and we would never know.
Yeah, but we'll never know.
Villa Perfect Agent 142.64. That's another 14 game.
Holy shit. We've got a little bit of a mini unhoard going in right now, but it's too late. Unless there is a miracle time waiting.
I mean, it's Antler. I wouldn't put it past him.
I really wouldn't. There might be... I mean, where would Antler even gain the points? Let's see. I mean... hit list. Okay. What's he closest to? I mean, we could see a Defection 5. Maybe, but I doubt it. He's got good defense times, but I don't think we're going to see anything. I just don't...
What if he posted the Defection PA tie?
Fuck, yeah, that would be something. Man, I wanted to go in hard on that stage for League, and it just wasn't going to happen. I mean, it will soon, but before League, it wasn't. All right, I'm just taking a look at chat here. Yeah, Head Snow, you did super well, too. Like, definitely, you should be proud of everything that you did.
Oh, no, definitely. Like we said in the League recap, all the newcomers, like, gave a good account of themselves in this league. Excellent players.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's been a bit of a question, I think, at least, like, you know, when I was playing Tetris a lot, there was always this question of, like, okay, we've got new players coming in, but, like, no one's even really showing, no one's, like, objectively showing that they have the potential to overtake the existing good players, or, like, even match them. And I think with this league, you've seen, like, the opposite. We've seen people come out of nowhere and wreck these, you know, supposedly tier 1 times, stuff like that, that it's like, those times were good, but when you only have one instance of them, how do you really know how good they are, you know? Like, you haven't seen the ways it can play out. And we saw a lot of that happening. You know, a lot of activity at the high end in PD as well. And then, of course, the insane Hados Untieds, Irie Untied, Cradle Essay, you know, the sweep, all of this. I mean, at the end of the day, you pretty much almost can call Irie a new player too, because he's like only been playing since what? Right at the start of last year's league, I think? You know?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Something like that. So, like, I think it really shows that there's a lot of potential coming up the ranks, so that anyone who's worried about either GE or PD crapping out in the next couple years has nothing to worry about. I mean, even if, like, half of us just give up, like, that still is a lot of players with some good potential. You know, so I think, and that's the thing too now, Ricky, you have, like, insane potential for, you know, depending on how much PD you play between now and next league, and even if you do play a lot, there's still a lot of time that you can get that way. So I think it really shows that you have good potential, and I'd be shocked if Ricky wasn't a round 1 pick next year. So.
Oh no, yeah. If he's keen for us, yeah, definitely. I'd say I would agree with that.
You know, also, I mean, I guess, yeah. I think I would probably. Oh man, between Hados and Joris, that's a tough call. I want to say I feel like Hados's Untieds were more impressive.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
at the same time. At the same time, like,
it's a tough call because, you know, the 14's a legendary kill.
I kind of wonder as well with Joris, like, how many of those stages was he just duping? How many of the stages, like, how much did he already know coming in? Because if he truly knew almost nothing, then that's fucked. Like, that's so nuts that he learned that much that quickly, you know?
Well, Joris definitely did do, like, a lot of his back roll times from when he was, you know, having his technical issues. So, like, that definitely did happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll give it, yeah, I'd give it to Hados. I think we really don't have a choice.
I don't know, I kind of,
but then really Joris
I kind of like Joris.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Joris is a story of redemption. Coming from, like, almost getting banned from the ranks due to just continued inability to provide proof for any times, to, like, and then the insane, unlikely the insane, unlikely story of Alchemass collaborating with Joris to get his capture back up and running, only for Joris to go on and slay a tier 1 Untied, and then learn a shitload of levels, and then dupe all of the times that he got off capture card. I think maybe we have to go with that. That's quite a story.
Why don't we do what they do at the Olympics? We'll just give them both the gold this time.
Yeah, well, let's go for it. We'll give it a joint prize, because I think the two are pretty much, you can't compare them, and they're both incredible. So, yeah. Let's go with that.
Lake Demon Defection PA 145.
Ooh, shit. But it's just not enough. None of it is really enough.
Unfortunately, it's worth 44 and not like 244. So.
Yeah, or like 244 times 2 times 2.5. Cause yeah, that they just didn't have it in them, and we are coming down to the wire. We have 2 minutes left. Is there something insane sitting there? I don't think so. I really
I don't think we're gonna get it in 2 minutes, unfortunately.
No, you know what needed to happen was Carl needed to get 49. And it was a good bet, and I think everyone thought it was gonna happen, and it just didn't. It will soon, but it
To
just
be
didn't.
fair, like anyone would have taken that bet 10 out of 10 times. So, like,
Absolutely, that's
you
exactly
kind of have to.
And in a way, I mean, you.
So is saving money
Oh
with
my
dice.
God, these
Like
fucking.
they wrote out the untieds like through the regular season, and it just this is the one time it didn't hit.
Yep, I think pretty much. Yeah, you know, like, at the same time, it's tough because, like, you have to make the decision. You know, you can lose and do the right thing. Like, you can make a great decision and have it not work out, and 10 out of 10 times, basically, it would have worked, you know? So,
That's why I don't hate the decision. Like, I would have made the call.
yep,
So.
I definitely would have too. And, you know, in a way, Carl was, like, out for blood with the times that he was getting. So you know all of those times are going to be just worth ludicrous amounts. But, it did not work. The bell has rung at 9 o'clock with, slightly more than this. 6,700 and, oh wait, no, that is it. With 6,721 points. By the dip. Luke Sklar's and By the Dip from the cradle to the blockchain. The champions of the Elite.net 2018 GoldenEye and Perfect Dark Speedrun Fantasy League. Congratulations, guys. Coming back from second place in the main season to first in the finals with your hot almost 10% disadvantage due to your playoff multiplier. You guys earned it. It was sick. Both teams, I mean, cranking out, you know, 5,700 points with the multiplier in 2 weeks. Like, even without the multiplier, that's still like 3,000 points in 2 weeks, you know. Given that, what, the main season was like, how long was it? It was like, 12, I guess 16 weeks, right? Like, to get, you know, essentially 3,000 in 2 weeks, that would have meant that their team would have been closing in on like 20,000 points. Now, I mean, obviously that's not how it works at all. But that at the same time does show you that the potential is there. They killed it. And will that performance be repeated next year? I don't know. But they did it. They got the they got the thing, and they got the nice forum badges or whatever. I think it's a forum badge, right? Is the reward. So
Yeah, well, that's what was announced at the start of the forum badge.
yeah, so
for the champs.
That's killer. I'm really stoked that they managed to pull it off. Congrats to Bite a Dip. Congrats to Third Echelon. Really, congrats to everybody. I mean, it was huge. Oh man, we should totally interview Ricky, or Luke if he's around and wants to be interviewed. You know, either or both. If you guys want to jump in, we're definitely down for it.
Oh, absolutely. So since now it's in the books. That's all we got. Well, obviously, there's only one award left to give out.
Yeah.
League MVP.
League MVP. That's... Oh, man. Where do we even go with this one? Do we have that list? No, we do have the list of top 10 point earners. So let's see if I can throw that up on here real quick. This was during the main season, of course. So, okay. You'd think I'd be prepared, but by now, everyone should know that there is no way whatsoever that I would be prepared. Let's put that right. Well, we'll just throw it right here. So, in the main season, we've got Punjabi with 5,185 points. Man, I mean, with that much of a gain on everybody, it's hard to call anyone else the MVP. It really is. Like, But in a way, I think also with MVP, you know, it literally stands for most valuable player. And I don't know if that just means the player who scored the most points. Like, was there a player who really tied it together for their team, you know? Was there a player who put the team on their back? What do you think, Paulie?
Yeah, that's the typical argument that some people have is like, okay, so do we take the top scorer, or do we take the best player on the best team, or do we take the team that would be dead in the water like without this player?
You know,
so you could look at several different metrics. So it really just depends on that.
Here's the pretty easy one. Punjabi actually has or Ricky has a great point, which is that without Punjabi, they straight up wouldn't have had their playoff multiplier, and they would have lost. So, or they would have come much closer to losing. So, damn, I think with as many points as he earned, I mean, if you look at it, like, Punjabi went from, like, nothing to just insanity in, let's go take a look at the rankings here. Let's hide this image for a sec. I mean, I know we can just look at the league spreadsheet, but I want to see if I can even...
I want to see it in black and white.
Yeah, I really do. Like... I mean, we have his ad points, right?
Yeah, it's on the spread, yeah.
Because, like, if he earned 5,000... Let's take a look on the...
Well, it's not... Yeah, it's obviously, like, with the bonus, it's not 5,000 raw, of course.
Right. But, like, he earned so many points. He played a lot of daily doubles and didn't even hoard them. You know, he put up solid times on tons of stages. You know, his dark red now is, like... I mean, let's see. Light red for him is 76 points. To go from, like, very little in PD, I mean, let's look at his PR history, really. Yeah, look at this shit. He has, like, 2 times from 2002. And then he started playing PD again in 2017. 15 years later. I mean, imagine playing the game when you're 15 years old and then going back and playing when you're 30. Like, with no time submitting points on PD in between. And then just banging out in, like, the course of, you know... Well, he got some points in August 2017, presumably from League. You know, MBR and Pelagic 2. And then, so I mean, really, that's it. He had Defection 6, he had a garbage Investigation PA time, he had Chicago 16, and Duel, which was still worth something at the time. And Investigation Agent 130, which must have been worth points in 2002. And then, he goes from just having that... I mean, I don't even care about, like, the actual strength of the times. Look at how many fucking times he submitted in, like, 3-4 months. To get the insane... And these are not, like, KevinDDR or Alka 40 points and I'm good times. These are, like, 70-plus point times. Like, damn, man. I don't know how you can outdo that. I truly don't know how you can say that anyone is more valuable than just smashing out those times. All right, let's get Luke on for an interview. Or just to say whatever he wants to say, really. Let's move over to, okay, nobody be a dick. We're going to move over to the elite lobby. So if you are in the elite lobby, Luke, jump in to the voice there, and I think we should be all good. Paulie, you want to jump over too?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll hop right
disconnect here and we'll, yeah. Sup?
Right.
Okay, cool.
So while we're getting Luke on, just to piggyback off of that,
oh, Luke is in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Punjabi, definitely the MVP. I don't know how you really can't give it to anybody else, no matter how you look at it.
Yep. So congrats, Luke. Huge congrats, of course.
Thanks for the congrats. I'm pretty tired. I haven't slept. Like, I slept 1 hour, I think, last night, trying to get enough points together to stand up against Carl if he posted 49.
Yeah, I mean that must
Knew
have
that
been a
there
real
was
threat.
the last week or even 2 weeks we've kind of known. Oh, I'm more kind of. I was looking at kind of realistically, and I thought like the less time that remained, the least likely it was that he would get the time, especially
Yeah.
because in GoldenEye, having a lot of time helps. So when we got down to the last few days, I thought, there's probably a good chance he doesn't get it.
And especially
But,
with
yeah.
something as dumb as 49, like relying on insane Xenia, everything working out, boosts. It's like, I mean, I guess not so bad with Agent, but still you need a lot of time.
Yeah, I think it's going to take another couple of weeks.
Yep.
But it could happen tomorrow. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think Punjabi was the MVP in the whole league, but he was also a pick that I knew. Like I knew it was a solid pick, but he went above and beyond.
Yeah, what made you want to pick him?
I know him through kind of the past history of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, so I know he's a talented player, but I also knew he hadn't achieved his potential.
Right.
And that's my picking strategy is usually just I look at potential. So
Yeah.
you saw with, Head Snow, some people would say it was very risky, but I'd sort of put the pieces together. He'd already got a Cabins 103 very quickly, and he'd also started to play a couple other levels, and he was also his movement in the 103 was quite good. It looked to me like he could even get 102.
Right.
And I thought, I think he could get a few hundred points, and even if that's all he can do, then I could then swap him with someone else down the track.
Yeah.
But he ended up being such a core member of our team that, and we learned from him, he learned from us, so it was very good to see him do so well. And even like today, he got a PB today in the last day.
Right.
So what kind of odds are they?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like obviously I have garbage movement and everything, but one of the things I've noticed in like trying to teach people, because I've walked Aperture Grills now through a couple stages, and he's getting there on Air Force One as well, and it's like the hardest thing to try and do to teach someone in this game, more than like any other strategy or anything, is just like figuring out how to like get from point A to point B in a good, consistent, and smooth way. Like that kind of thing, having an eye for like just being able to see the right line or the easiest way to do movement is like, it's really hard. It's like, is OCB/OCJ necessarily that important for weaker times? Maybe not, but if someone doesn't have that, like, good luck teaching them it,
And then I think I hired Ace as a kind of it's always good to have like a top player because they don't lose points too quick, but they can give help and they can also get on tied records or just tied records.
For sure.
He was playing for Frigate 22 at the time, and I thought there was like a non-zero chance of that.
And 22 is going to be tier 1, obviously. So I mean, a tier 1 is huge.
And it's not only that, you just don't want another team to have that. So
right.
it was a bit of a tactical thing. But then he ended up being, he had too much work to do, so I needed to get someone else. And I think that took trouble. Alec McDonald.
Right.
And that was actually quite a good pick at that point in time. I thought he was. So thanks to Alec, if he's listening, that was actually he did really well, and helped us get in the game because we were pretty much last place for like I think 3 weeks, maybe even a month, and it sort of took us a while to sort of start building up a bit of momentum. Usually in these kind of things, the team in front at the beginning never wins. So I was telling everyone that's actually going to be, don't freak out yet. It's a marathon. This is like a 3-month-long thing. This is not like a 2-week thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams, you noticed Randy and I think the Chicken Coop, like those guys went out with it. Like they went so hard at the start and then just kind of couldn't keep it up. So I kept the kind of long game in mind. And I think third echelon were the best, our biggest competitor because I think Neil had a similar mind frame. Like he kind of saw how it was going to be a marathon and he sort of planned for that.
Yeah, definitely. You had Abney as well, which is like a crazy pick that In theory,
Oh, yeah.
it could have been killer. I mean, in theory, it could have been killer, and it just didn't work out that way. But does that make it a bad pick? I don't think so. You know, like
No, definitely at the start he was showing some chops and statues, so definitely.
yeah. I mean, someone who's got that kind of skill and really, and I mean, even to myself, I don't want to toot my own horn, but you know, I've played a lot of games, different games throughout the years, and achieved some decent level of skill in them. And when you see someone else already having done that from a game, especially one with like anything in common with your game in terms of like the way you learn it or whatever, you know that person has potential if they care. So
Yeah.
The one thing he knew for sure about Abney is that he knew how to use an N64 controller.
yeah, that's
Yeah. But you saw, like, I picked Abney thinking that the VA meet was coming up pretty soon. He was also, obviously, he's a good gamer. He's a god gamer.
Yeah.
And he has an N64. He has the game, and he seemed really keen. Like, he was actually messaging me, DMing me straight after the picks, saying, like, you know, how do I play, or what should I play? What's easiest? So we got a pretty good, you know, one-on-one then, and then he ended up joining our Discord, and it was really cool to see someone who's never played at all before. Like, he was literally completely new, and he got some points for us. So he actually, you know, was part of the winning team.
Yep, for sure.
So congrats to adding some points and some team spirit.
And I mean, that's the thing too, is someone who like contributes a lot and then is moved out of the team quickly. Like, that's a good thing. If you don't need to drop players, taking someone's points and throwing them away, I mean, that's not the right term to use in any way, but you know what I mean. Like, planning on something like that, as you said earlier with blanking on whoever it was who, was it, not Head Snow, who was it who you picked up, got some points, and then pulled them off the team? I'm already blanking on who it was, but that's a good strategy.
Well, that would Trouble Clef would have been that.
Right,
but he told me, we worked it out, because he said, like, I'm not going to be able to play anymore for these reasons.
Yep.
And I said, like, yeah, okay, thanks for you know, what you've contributed. And I think I got Daniel. I think Wotus joined the team.
Yeah, and I mean, what a killer
that
pick
was
there.
my yeah, no, if we didn't get Wotus at that point, we would not have had a chance. We might have come fourth, or, you know, we might have got to the finals and had an okay run, but we definitely wouldn't have got our multiplier, which was, again, mostly due to Punjab.
Yeah.
But Wotus was very key in really the whole way from then on, because in the finals we needed him.
Yeah,
and
he
then
picked up that 25.
Wotus
that was awesome to see a world record. So it was his first Perfect Dark World record, and it was the only world record we got in the final 2 weeks.
It's a sick time, too, because it's like, yes, War Agent 25, like, is it that hard? I mean, who's to say? But it's a crazy time. Like, when you see someone get it, you just look at the end screen and you're, like, in disbelief. You know, I mean, it's a hell of a time. So,
yeah.
Definitely very cool to see.
I still remember the morning I woke up, I think it was a weekend, and I saw Daniel was kind of, I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he'd started playing on stream, and he was sort of talking a little bit about maybe playing a bit of GoldenEye, playing a bit of Perfect Dark. And I think within half an hour, I went onto the forum and made the drop and the ad on my team. It was like pretty quick.
Yeah, and
I didn't want anyone else to get it.
Yep.
Let me ask. So was that your last ad drop? Was making that call?
No, I think I still might have had Abney at this point, and I was kind of still thinking I'd keep him for, you know, maybe he would start getting stuff like Dan 53, Archive 16, you know, that kind of stuff that he could probably do pretty quick. But he has too much other stuff on, like he has Mario Kart, I think. No, Ricky was my last, and without Ricky, which is the Rixer, we would not have won. So
yeah,
we might have come again third or fourth, but it was he was so key in the very end. And he's only played Perfect Dark for 2 weeks, and he's already in the, I think, 103rd or something.
Yeah, he's
absolutely ridiculous.
He's well in the running for 14. You know, I mean, that's nuts to go from like. But again, you know, like we were saying earlier, he's proved his ability in games. You know, it's funny because we all joke about the concept of like gamer IQ or whatever, right? I mean, it's silly in a sense, But like, there's also something to the idea of like having proven your ability to learn in another game or outside of video games or whatever, and then picking up a new game and boom, times like that, you know? Something that doesn't require some insane amount of grinding to just pick up the times quickly. I think that's very important for a player, and, you know, Ricky and many other people, you know, definitely show that off this year.
So I knew a little bit about Ricky, obviously through AGDQs and just following the speedrunning scene loosely. Right. So I knew he was a talent.
Yep. And
then I got a feeling from him in chats and things that he was king, and that he was going to actually, you know, put his head down and play. And then I think at one point fairly early on, he seemed a bit, I'm not sure if I want to commit to so much of time to this because I've got a few other important things coming up. But I think it ended up winning him over. I don't know if he liked the game a lot, or I guess it was partly the game, the competition, and the community being good too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you know, as a newcomer myself too, I mean, that's been the big thing that's got me going. Is like, I've come from games where like it's so hard to find any competition, not because like, oh, I'm so much better than anyone. I mean, I'm not. The problem is that like no one is getting anywhere. Like, either records haven't been set in like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, or like there's just a tiny community to begin with, or there's not much information, or the game's hard to get access to, like Tetris the Grandmaster, stuff like that. It's like, to come in here, see a game that pretty much anyone, you know, you got like $100, you can get your setup going. And there's so many resources available. I mean, PD is a bit of a stretch, but with people like Icy, you know, Boss, you know, me for Air Force One, I guess, you know, there's enough people you can ask questions to. With GoldenEye, there's a ton of tutorials. It's like, if you want to pick it up, the information is there. And I think an event like this really gets people going, you know? I mean, Ricky, you're in chat. You know, would you say that the league was like a very strong contributor or big contributing factor to your interest in the games? Like your continued interest now?
Or you can just type that. But,
I guess I'll type it, yeah. But go ahead, Luke. Feel free to.
Can I say one thing? I think everyone on our team, at the very, like the team that we have now, not the team that we, because obviously some players aren't in the team anymore, but I think every single one of our team that managed to get to the end have done something that surprised themselves. Yep. So I surprised myself on PD with a couple of things, and also some GoldenEye achievements.
Yeah.
And I think Daniel did too.
Champion, you know.
Yeah, but I think there was a notice. Everyone did like something noticeable or notable.
That's really true. Great. And I mean, you know, Punjab with his like just insane point gain. I mean, shit, like you don't even need to pick a standout time. The fact that you could gain like almost 4,000 points in, you know, like one.
His level of efficiency was insane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would have strictly called it. Like, I think everyone could have seen that he would do something, especially longtime members of the community like you. But I don't know if anyone could have called quite how insane that was, you know?
Sure. There were a lot of surprises from a lot of players.
Yep.
And not just our team, like every other team, I think, had a fair share of surprises. So I mean, it was...
Lake Demon...
All in all, I think it was probably... I think due to the length of it, I wouldn't want to do... I think this is probably the last time I'll be involved in one of these, just because I think I've been in every one so far.
You've got a life too.
Yeah, I've got other stuff to do as well, and I've played enough PD now. Like, it's going to be hard to get points, I think, from now on. But yeah, I want to see... it's going to be nice to see the younger players become captains, you know?
Now, if you were to get drafted as a player next year, what would you put the effort in, or would you kind of let whoever know, hey, I don't want to part?
I'd be just honest. Just be honest and tell them what I can't do.
Yeah, and you know, some people might be okay with that too. Like, they might think, okay, yeah, he's not playing for the league, but he's also still, you know, an all-time great. He will get some times, you know, like, that might be enough, right?
Yeah, if I was going for an untied, or if I was going for some records, and whoever it was wanted that, yeah, that would be good. But if I wasn't playing, I would just say, look, I'm probably not going to be playing.
And I mean, in a way, you've kind of, you have nothing to prove, but at the same time, also, like, this was huge. I mean, this was kind of a masterwork as far as the league goes. You came in with solid picks. You kept making more solid picks when you changed players and contributed massively yourself and helped everyone on the team out. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, where do you even go from there? Like, you have less points to gain. You've helped people. Maybe it's good to call it a day.
Yeah, sometimes the greatest bands always retire kind of on a high.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk.
Now, I'm noticing that Ricky is in the voice lobby as well. I don't know if that means he wants to talk, but if he does,
I'll say my last thing and then I'll leave because I gotta get to sleep too.
Yep.
But I just want to say a huge thank you to Jonathan and to Grav for kind of, I think, reinventing the league this year, really giving it some new life. It was kind of getting a bit kind of samey. So I think the changes that were made were in kind of overall, the changes were really good. I think obviously we'll learn from the length, probably halve it next year.
Yeah.
But you guys were like ridiculously, I can't imagine having to update the spreadsheet and stuff all the time. So like the work that goes into that is quite tremendous.
Yeah.
And then like you and Paulie doing these recaps, I think is really good for it. I enjoyed watching the ones that you did last week.
Huh.
And anyone who's been, a captain or player, yeah. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I'll let Ricky speak.
All right, man. Peace out. Thank you very much. Talk to you later.
Yo, guys.
What's up, Ricky?
Welcome, Rick.
Thank you.
Well, congrats, first of all. I mean, obviously, you guys just won the league, which is incredible. I mean, shouldn't say incredible, because actually, literally, it's very credible. I could absolutely believe it. But
yeah, it's great. Man, this thing has been stressing me out so much. I was trying to sleep, like, last night. I made, like, this whole closing speech. I was kind of like, I guess I'll wake up, I'll see the who won, and I'll look at the scores and everything. And I go to bed and I wake up 4 hours later, like my heart's beating super fast and like I can't open my eyes, but my brain is on and I just want to go like, I need to reach my phone. I need to see the scores. I need to see the points. What are the points at? And then like no one has posted. I'm like, oh, how much till it's over? 3 hours? Oh God. Okay. I guess I'm getting up.
Yeah.
So I got up and I try to like clutch a Chicago 14 or some shit like that in case fucking Carl got it.
I mean, it was definitely, I think everyone knew that 49 was on the table, and when they saw him stop playing, it was a bit of a breath of like, okay, well, this thing that everyone thought was gonna happen just didn't happen,
Yeah,
so
it's like they removed the sword that was hanging over everybody's head. They just took it away.
Yep, it's just that's that, and I don't know really without that time, I think it would have been like, you look, I mean, everybody contributed some hot points. They kind of contributed points sort of like proportional or inversely proportional to what they already had, this week on the league, which is about all you could really expect from someone. Short of Carl, no one contributed less than 230 to third echelon these last 2 weeks, and Madoka has a lot of points already, so that makes sense. Neil has been doing a lot throughout the league, so again, they're slightly smaller contributions this last 2 weeks. Like, whatever. I mean, everyone did a lot. And I think in the end, the force of By the Dip was just really, really unstoppable. And it's funny, too. I mean, Punjab with, like, almost nothing in the last 2 weeks. Didn't matter.
It's so... Our team chemistry was so fucking weird as well. It was like, for a really long time... Oh, Abney just saw we won. He's an old By the Dip member. Sick. So he just typed in the Discord. Cool. Anyway, early on, our team chemistry was definitely a bit weird. We were kind of just like posting times, we were keeping that steady second place. When I got picked up, because I got picked up instead of Ace, around there was about a month and a half or so left of the league, maybe 2 months. And we were keeping that steady second place, and it was really nice. When I joined the team, everyone, I kind of didn't really know like the people, and I like got to know everyone and stuff like that. Me and Head Snow started playing because we were like starting around the same time. Right, we had like sort of the same points.
Sorry,
and
I've just been informed that Punjab's name is pronounced Punjab.
Yeah,
The,
it's Punjab.
all these times that I've said it wrong, no correction from Punjab in chat ever.
Is it Punjabi then? Or is
I
it
always thought it
Punjabi?
was Punjabi. Well, we'll find out, I guess. But continue.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah.
No, vowels
So
are silent in California.
Oh, well, so later on, anyway, like the closer and closer we got to the finale, when the playoffs actually begun, I think we all started like fucking like when someone from the team would post points, we would all ping them and we would all be like sending hearts. We're like, thank you for fucking posting points. We're like so happy that it's actually like, you know, that it's happening and stuff like that. Every time Haydos posted points, we all pinged him. We're like, yeah, mate, mate.
It was definitely good. I mean, I think
it's because it was scary. It was scary because Haydos never, like, he would come into the Discord and type like a message or two every 3 days. So we wouldn't know where Haydos went. We don't know if he's playing. We don't know what he's doing. And yeah, Punjab kind of ran dry at the end. We were hoping that wouldn't you know, affect too much, but you know, looks like he got a few PBs at the end, and that's good. So yeah, the chemistry got better as time went on, which is cool.
Yeah, it's that's cool. You know, I mean, it's the same deal with TBP. We had a real nice okay, I mean, I thought it was Punjabi. Okay, there we go. Mystery solved. Apparently pronouncing a name, a serious challenge for me. You know, at least I'm not on the Erie Butler level of mispronunciation, but
Erie.
Yeah, for the longest time, Goose used to call Irie Erie in his chat, and it was it was great. Yeah, man. So huge congrats, of course. From
Thanks,
here,
man.
What's next? I mean, you're a huge speedrunner. You know, for those who don't know, just fucking Google him. He's a big deal. You could say he's kind of a big deal. Has done, you know, GDQ many times. You know, ESA, etc. All these events.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to get this out as well. I think it's kind of important. So for the longest time, it's really difficult for me to address this without sounding like a super like egotistical idiot and stuff like this. But I've been in the scene for like 6 years at this point, and I'm very confident in my ability to like actually speedrun, make videos on speedrunning, like good production stuff.
Yeah.
Do commentary at marathons and just like the whole package. I'm very confident in my ability, and there's a lot of people pressuring me to do all these different things, and it's definitely taken a bit of a toll on me. And it's very difficult for me to like juggle them both, because at the previous ESA, they wanted me to do a lot of hosting and a lot of donation reading. I never signed up for it, but a lot of people were begging me because they thought I was good and stuff.
Right.
But my heart and soul at the time, and probably still will be for a while, is still in the running scene.
Right.
So me getting good times is at the top of my priority, and probably will for quite some time.
And I
probably
assume you'll
still
stick it. You'll keep playing some PDGE. Like that's the games seem to be still satisfying to you.
So what I think will happen is from November to December, I'm gonna focus on my GDQ run, and then offline, once I'm done streaming for the day and stuff like that, I'll play G or PD for a few hours a day. Maybe post some easy PRs. I kind of want this back, you know, little easy goal of top 100, even though I might not be like, you know, super big or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to get that out of the way, and then I want to start posting actual good times, because.
And I mean, the thing is too, there's a lot of knowledge that like you don't need great times just to like understand how the stage works, get a time with the right strat, and then you can come back when you have time to really like grind it to, you know, where you think you're gonna get on it, right? So. Yeah,
exactly.
I think it'll work out well for you, because there's definitely like, even if you're not gonna put a ton of time, even if you're gonna focus on something else, you can just kind of pick away at the like really, you know, there's no way around it, kind of just learning a lot of strats on a lot of stages.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I mean, you can definitely hit top 50, no problem.
I don't doubt in my ability to top 50, but I think I'm kind of like Sammy in a way. I think I want to play for records. I want to play for really good times.
Yeah.
I'm always, for the league specifically, I played quantity over quality, but I've always been a quality over quantity guy.
Yeah, and I mean,
I've always kind of played that way. If you look at my speedrun.com, the time or PB that I will have posted will be top 3, most likely world record at the time of posting. Might not be anymore, but at the time of posting, that was record.
So
and I'd rather keep my I'd rather keep my time good. Yeah.
Time was on time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'd rather keep the time good and just like leave it and leave that as like the historic mark, the PB or whatever. Then if I update that PB now, it'll be shit by today's standards, but not by back then standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like Clemens has a bunch of that going on too. Like he has all these times that are just like, I mean, it's funny now. Even Ace is starting to get that way in PD, where like you look at, you know, whatever time and you're like, Ace is in like 5th or 6th on some stage, and it's like, oh yeah, not only was it a multi-second untied when he got it, it was a multi-second untied with like an old strategy that doesn't even come close to the new one, you know? I mean,
yeah,
it's like his AF1
it's
118.
ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, that was untied using a worse strategy than we use now that like still was almost unbeatable. And until
that happens to a lot of PD players.
Yep, it's definitely rough. And I mean, PD I feel is a real big offender for that compared to GE, like just because things have been more stable in GE. And also like when some new improvement happens, it doesn't necessarily just like void all the old times because it's not a 20-second cut or anything anymore. It's like some tiny optimization that makes the stage harder and saves like 0.5, you know, something like that. Like it's not, you're not seeing that kind of thing happen anymore. So yeah, well, huge congrats again, Paulie. Feel free to ask any questions or whatever you've got.
Oh yeah, so let's see. Man, I had like a good question. It's just completely gone. What did I do with it?
It's all good. Take your time. Yeah, Punjabi's asking, or sorry, Punjabi is asking, where's the MVP badge?
I don't know. You'll have to ask DSX.
I'm sure he could cook one in MS Paint real quick.
He really should, because I mean, of all the awards, Punjabi went like so far and beyond everyone else. You know, we already ripped him off with saying, 1,000 points ahead. I don't know if he's MVP. I don't know about that. So I feel like we need to make it up to him with a badge. So if the admins and company feels like it's worth it, that'd be great. He really...
I actually like, I don't want to steal all the spotlight, but I just want to say thank you to Third Echelon for making us play our heart out as well. Yeah. I don't think I would have played as much, and I wouldn't have missed so much sleep, and I wouldn't have played as many stages. Look at my fucking times page. My times page is 15 days old. I have like 12 fucking times on it, or some shit like that. Right. It's ridiculous. No, it's more than that. It's 14. I have 14 PRs. That's a PB a day, worth points.
Yeah.
I played so fucking much, and it's all because of Third Echelon. They've really pushed our to our limits. Antler, Jesus Christ, it made me upset every time Antler posts like 3 PBs in one day. It's just ridiculous. They always got me scared. Flicker fucking going in as well. Just insane. We're all afraid of Carl as well. Madoka, I feel like Madoka was hiding something, but I guess not.
Yeah, Madoka played really well, though, too. I mean, got a lot of points. You know, it was all... I feel like more than anything, it was just like... It was this thing keeping us going for, like, some sort of collective thing that wasn't just, like, cracking away at our times page whenever we felt like it. It was like, nah, we're all in this. Like, you gotta play, you know, like... I mean, it definitely was a little distracting at times, you know, from getting the times that... I mean, I got distracted pretty heavily with Air Force One, but then it also turned around into getting 2 world records. So, like, you know, that's kind of the exciting thing about it, right? Is, like, anything like that can happen, and it's really hard to predict how it's going to shake out. Because until someone puts the time in on a stage, you just can't tell how it's going to go. Yeah, I mean, wow. This is, I'd say it was awesome. Do you have any feedback about the league for next year as well? I mean, you played in this one. It was your first. I know there was a lot of talk about cutting the length in half. What would you feel about that?
Cut it. Well, maybe not in half. A lot of people are saying, because this one was 4 months.
Right.
I think make it 2 months, 2 weeks, or like 2.5 months.
Yeah,
so.
Something. I mean, I think, honestly, what would be great is if you're going to do like 2 months and 2 weeks or something, make like one of the weeks a like downtime. No daily doubles, no multiplier. Like, if people need to take time off, it'd be good.
I have some very good feedback. It hasn't been brought up yet as well.
Oh, go for it.
Instead of having the multiplier thing, this benefits top level players as well. So if top level players want to play, instead of multiplying the time that you get a set amount of points for getting a 90-point time. So let's say you have an 85 pointer on a stage and you go up to 92 points, you gain an additional 40, like
right,
for getting a 90 instead of doubling it or something like that.
It's like
so you get 16. So it's more rewarding for a top level player.
Right. So it's like top
to
level.
get that.
It's kind of.
But it's also rewarding. But it's also not OP for the lower level players because the low level players can't reach the 90-point area for a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think in a way it's like you're basically. Yeah, I mean, really, you're handicapping it on a sense of improvement. I mean, it's what the world record bonus is trying to do, but, like, doesn't really do that well. At least not without making the world record bonuses, like, significantly more than they already are. I mean, let's face it. You look at the world records. Like, PD world records, they're fucked. You're never getting any of them except for, like, 2 or 3 times. Because they're all, Clemens, Ace, Carl, Green, right? Like, you're not one of those 4 players. Most of them are pretty unlikely to happen. Most of them, except
it's like you're not gonna get anything but maybe Defection 5 or War 25, and then like that's about it.
Except for the new apparently fraudulent 2 tier 1 times, which are apparently not too bad. But yeah, like even GoldenEye, like who's gonna like jump on to who's gonna jump on to Depot for a 23? Like who doesn't already? I mean. I guess
literally the only free record you can get in GoldenEye is Runway 22, and then maybe you can get a Cradle time if you're like good.
Yeah, so it's
kind of
like,
sketchy.
Those world record bonuses, I just think, and I mean doubly so if you make the league shorter. There's like no incentive to try for that stuff, I mean, very little anyway. So we'll see.
I mean, like if you incentivize like proof callable times with like. Okay, you get the 60. Well, here's an extra 10. You get the 70. Well, here's an extra 10. Like that could work. I could see something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially kind of the similar concept as the good times index, where like, and I mean, really, that's like an automatic way to do it. Is to take the good times index and the tier ratings from that, and just add those to the world record bonuses. Like any time that is at least as hard as the easiest world record, right? Like if you're not gonna go for just a straight point. Something based on the point value at the time, then surely something based on the good time index. You take the easiest world record and then think all times on any stage that are better than this should be rewarded somehow. And I think especially in PD that would help, although PD is like already a points fiesta, so that's another story entirely. But I see where you're coming from, and I think that yes, that's definitely something that like is gonna have to be thought about by 5,000 IQ J geniuses. So we'll see what's up.
Yep, for sure.
Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, Chai 14.
One thing I'd like to bring up really quick is for if you're out there and you've thought about playing PD, but you're like, oh, it's too hard. I can't get into it. I would just take a look at like Ricky's time page and assure you that it can definitely be done. Because he definitely broke in like in 2 weeks and did damage.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, it's really funny to me at this point. Like, I almost feel like GE is like insanely hard for new players to get into because like
it's very difficult for people to get points. I've seen people. There's people in Newbie Network that have been here for a few months and they haven't gotten points yet. If your goal is points, definitely play PD. If your goal is just to have fun or whatever, play whatever you want and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just the key thing I really recommend if you're actually looking to pick things up is adaptability. Don't be afraid to learn something new and try your hardest to just like get out of your comfort zone and like get used to things that you wouldn't otherwise be comfortable with, like the controls, 2.x, like YOLO shots, like the train shot, for example, like trying to go fast on the villa shots at the start, just like trying to go a bit faster and stuff like that.
And I mean, at the end of the
gotta
day,
try it.
It's kind of like what Icy wrote in that big post. I don't know how many people read it already, but if you haven't, I recommend it. When he talks about setting goals, in PD and GE, it's like, when you think about it, most of us as players, like, yeah, we have varying skill levels, experience levels. Like, very few people are just truly special, like, magical ability on something with no other redeeming qualities. So, like, if you don't have some magical thing about you, like, you need to find what your advantages are on other players and capitalize on that. And the only way you'll ever find that out is by trying new stuff. You know, imagine this alternative universe where I was like, Air Force One, fuck that. Like, it's got combat boosts, it's got back switching and speech skipping. I'm never playing this. This stage is way too hard. It's like Defection PA. It's impossible. Like, knowing me, that very well could have been how I ended up, you know, what I ended up doing. But I didn't. I tried something new and stuck with it for a little bit. And it was like, oh, actually, I'm super good at this, and this is really not that bad. You know, the same thing happened with, you know, Ricky in Chicago, right? It's the same kind of deal. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot.
Sometimes you just click with something.
Yeah, and you won't know that until you try it. So definitely there's, and I think the thing is with PD too is like, because there's so much more like granularity in the rankings, it's not like there are 3 times per stage worth points and it's like 20, 80, and 100 or something like that. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but you know, you've got a much bigger spread of times. You can see this like gradual progress at the bottom a lot more clearly, I think, than you can in GE. I mean, sure you can with time ranks and stuff, but like, because there's not really any competition at the lower levels of like, or I mean, I don't know how to phrase it. That's probably not the right way to explain it, but it's like just seeing that kind of beginner progress is much harder, I think, in GE without like a really good player like Luke or someone just like interpreting your times and knowing if you're good, you know, like it's much easier to see in PD. So I think in a way that's what makes that so approachable. But at the same time, GoldenEye is like, there are very simple strafing stages and stuff, which are great for picking up, you know, the basics of 1.2, really the basics of movement or everything. And then like almost all of that is applicable to PD too. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say what the best approach is, but I think what you said about trying new stuff, getting out of your comfort zone, taking some risks, it definitely, as Luke also said, you might surprise yourself, you know?
Exactly.
And I think everyone who did well in the league this year, I think they definitely surprised themselves with a couple times they got stuff that they would have never dreamed to get in a million years. Wow. Yeah.
I'm just looking back at my like times page right now. I'm like, how the fuck did I pump this out in 2 weeks?
Yeah, you know, and like,
I don't get it. I need one more PB and then I get top 100. I'm definitely gonna do it.
Yeah, dude, do it. I mean, it was truly, and I mean, you know, Adam Verbsky, Fletcher says, if it wasn't for League, I would have played 5% of the levels I ended up playing. And now, here's the thing too, Fletcher, like, you probably are gonna come back to a lot of those levels, like, soon, right? I mean, you might find your new favorite stuff, you know? There's a lot of content. There's a lot of content in these games. So, I think at the end of the day, if you're coming in from nothing, you really do have to just try everything you can.
I definitely will say that I found some levels that I definitely enjoyed and might come back to eventually. Crash Site Agent was very fun, personally, for me.
Crash Site Agent is like garbage in a good way. Like,
I quite liked it. I was not a big fan of PA. I couldn't even get a completion on PA. I really tried. PA was garbage, but I really like Crash Site. I think it's really fun. I've got a thing for throwing mines. I don't know.
Oh, the mine toss is so satisfying. It's yeah. So good. I mean,
I've just got a thing for throwing mines.
Dude, if you like mine throws, you gotta play Infiltration SA. I mean, it's got horrendous cutscene watching, but like, holy fuck, the mine throw or the tracker bug throw on that stage is like the most satisfying toss in the game, because you know you have to back up away from it, and you're just like running away from this thing. Like you could see the toss just way off in the distance. Oh, it's just so beautiful. So,
sick.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying sick. That sounds fun, but yeah. Isn't that the level where you watch the cutscene for like a minute and a half?
Yeah, that's a full minute of cutscene watching.
And that's the downside.
But there's also like not that much bad luck in the stage. So it's kind of a fun stream stage where like if you got people to talk to during the cutscene, like you could have a good time with it. So
that's another thing I will say that was the negative about the league. I completely quit my stream just to play this game.
Yeah.
Like I I've streamed speedrunning for about 6 years. This is the very bottom my stream has reached when it comes to viewers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same for me for a long time.
The thing is, it was just so fun. I had to keep playing. I didn't even care about the fact that people wanted to watch or not. I just ended up streaming on my alt account. That's all it took.
Yeah. And,
I ended up playing anyway. It was my fun valued the like what people wanted to watch more.
Yeah.
So.
And like that's the thing too. I mean, at the end of the day, like you gotta take some time for yourself. You've gotta do the things that, because then it makes your stream better when you do it too. Like when you are playing the stuff that you enjoy playing. Like, I mean, that's interesting too. Fletcher, like he's saying, G and PD struggles to pull in viewers outside of the community unless you're Carl or Goose. And it is interesting, like, if we look at that, I mean, there's some obvious reasons I can think of as to why they're doing well and other streams kind of don't. Namely being that they make the effort, to, like, put their stream in that direction. But I think things like this league really are helping. Because a lot of people, like, without having a huge amount of knowledge, it's kind of hard to really, like, as a newer player, like, understand the significance of times or anything.
I had one Chicago Agent 14 stream where everyone, like, loved it. And it's literally because I had every newbie explanation imaginable on stream. There was, like, the cam, the web, the fucking, my PB, the record, who had the record. What you do in the stage was a slideshow, so it would flicker back and forth between what the PB and record was, and then it would like switch scene in a way to explain what I have to do in the stage, what I'm doing.
Perfect.
And then at the bottom, it would be the PB like thing made by Learning Lab, where it would like mirror the run that I'm playing and stuff like that. So I tried everything imaginable, and I asked if it helped, and it definitely did. So I think if people actually want to push their stream, they really need to like look into these things. Like no more fucking white ass Arial default text saying PB 102 goal 101 or whatever the fuck. Sorry, Clemens.
It's true.
Like we need like better layouts, better explanations. It's not that hard to make.
Yeah, we need to find some way to get it across to people. And I mean, I'm not disagreeing with what you say, because what you're saying is totally right. That's what we need. But then also, like, think about it. That's fucking Chicago, and it still took that much effort, right? Imagine, like, fucking Defection, PA, or something. Like, it gets harder and harder as the stages get longer and longer. And it's like, we need to find some way to present this kind of information. And, encouraging questions is good, but, like, it's a challenge. It's definitely something that I think as a community, if we want to see more, and I mean, Icy says guides here, and that's definitely true. That is also true, but that's like, it's hard. I mean, it's a complex game. It's a really complex game.
Let me just say this right now. A new viewer is not going to read your 20-page guide. They're not going to do it. Even if it's one page, they won't do it. They don't care that much. They just want quick information, and they just need to like learn what's going on at the moment, because they're watching streams to be entertained, not to be informed. Information is like vital to understanding the entertainment aspect of it, but like it needs to be quick. It needs to be like, you need to not bore someone. They need to be more entertained than they need to be informed in a way.
Yeah, like in a way, I think the guides.
I can make a video on this stuff. Like I can make a video on how I set up the whole thing, and how to like properly make like a layout that'll actually give people good information about how to get like stuff more, just to make it a better watch.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a great thing to do, honestly.
I think like the guides, their guides are absolutely critical for getting players in. Like absolutely, if you want people to learn, like PD, I swear half of the reason that people don't get into it is because a lot of the easier stages don't have good guides, which is like funny because, well, I mean, I guess that's exactly it. The guides are for stages that like, Defection PA or like Air Force One, or I guess Defense, which is, a pretty easy stage, but it seems like you really need to like get something that's easy to understand. I think that's the tough part about Now, don't get me wrong, Icy. I love the walls of text because like that's what's good for me. Videos are kind of rough, and I mean when I watch back my Air Force One tutorial, it's like if I was someone else, I would just like watch it on 2x speed and still get bored after 15 minutes. You know, I mean I think text guides age much better, but definitely for getting viewers in, who knows, right? I mean it's hard. And
yeah, I agree with what Boss is saying. It's like we're in the Twitch era in a way. It's like if you want to get interested in this sort of stuff, you more or less probably got interested by watching a stream, a GDQ run, an ESA run, just anything like online. You're watching someone do this thing, and that's like how you know you got it. Like back in the day, it was probably more like you enjoyed playing it yourself, and you try to unlock the cheats and stuff like that, and then you end up looking up if other people have, you know, gotten these times and whatnot, and then you read up on how to do specific things.
Yeah, it's not like you're just tuning into a stream and being like, oh, what's this cool game, you know? And and I mean that's also it too. I see is like, you know, you're on the level of getting people into playing, which is critical, like, or getting players like advanced through, you know, that initial curve of like playing the absolute beginner stages. That's essential. As for getting new people in, I mean, I think we all are struggling with finding that. And that's where people like the Rixer, you know, etc. can really, especially people with like crossover appeal from other games too, right? Like that's where it comes from, is like when someone knows another game and they see a player playing it and they know that they're good, they've put a lot of time into it or whatever, and then they see them pick up a new game, like usually that makes them think, or at least when I've seen people think, like, hey, this good player that I respect and know of some game that I play or whatever also likes this other game. There must be something to it, right? Like the game can't just be garbage. I mean, not always, but I think in a way when those players pick it up, it really helps get a lot more people in.
Well, the thing about Mario Kart 64 is Mario Kart 64 is a lot easier to watch. I think it's very easy to understand that, because in GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, you have objectives to complete, and a lot of the people don't know what those objectives are, which is another reason why when Goose does the speed lore episodes, he says what the objectives are at the beginning of the lore, so people understand what are you supposed to do in the level. In Mario Kart, it's literally just beat the lap, go fast. That's very simple objective, just kind of reach the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think really fundamentally, like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, while they're not bad stream games, they are bad games to like, they're bad games to try and build into a good stream game. Like either you already have a bunch of people watching your stream who like the game, understand it, and are keen on the times, or like you just blink, like, you know, no one cares.
It's tough to get people to understand, like, you know, get into the game immediately. Basically, it's like if you haven't played it, you're not going to know what the fuck's going on. Yeah,
and that's, you know,
and that's why we need this stuff to explain the, you know, this sort of thing. By the way, on this topic, I have actually thought of making a Chicago Agent tutorial, but I've been very split on making it now, so that
you have to wait.
So that I remember the knowledge now and make Chicago 14, 15, 16, whatever tutorial, even though I don't have 14, or I could wait until I get 14, or maybe even never get 14, and then make it or not make it then. So it's kind of like I'm kind of split on what to do in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though, Fletcher, is like, even though people don't understand Ocarina of Time 100% or anything, like, because there are splits and stuff like that, I think people can just kind of, and there's also a lot of good players watching the stream like all the time. It's like, it's very easy for people to just like, newer players can kind of roughly tell when things are going well or badly. Like, they don't even really need to fully understand it. They just need to have some grasp of like what's going on at all. You know, are things going well? Are they not? And it's quite tough with GE and PD.
Pretty much in any other community that I've been in, boss, there's been one big streamer, one or zero, and that's kind of like surprising. With GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, you could argue the big names are Goose and Carl, and then me and Kevin, and then like You know, I might be forgetting some.
Irie stream constantly, obviously. Irie now the most famous GoldenEye speedrunner.
Yeah, Irie, Ace, Mark, you know, Clem.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's still like that's a lot of people to actually draw in viewers. So I don't think what we're missing is big names to we're not missing big names and stuff. I feel because a lot of the time in other communities that I've been in and stuff like that, like it took when I played Jack, I was the only one getting like double-digit viewers for like 4 years. And now finally people have caught up in like 2015, 2016 and onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my just streaming GoldenEye and Perfect Dark myself and like in no way making an effort to like get more viewers or build anything, just dicking around playing. Like it started out really bad. Like we're talking like 3, 4, 5 viewers. You know, when my channel was regularly getting anywhere between like 100 to 300 to like on the front page, etc. for playing Tetris. To go down to like single digits is just like fuck. But over time, after playing more and seeing more people who knew me get into it and get excited about it, you have a lot more people, you know, following it. So clearly, like, all hope is not lost. It is possible. And as Icy is saying here, I think people understanding... I think people understanding the rankings and the reason why the rankings are so appealing is a big part of it. Because, like, expecting people to get lots of individual level strategies, that's a lot. But when people can really easily grasp the concept of moving up the rankings and trying to get times that improve, you know, your position, trying to get times that you think you might be keen on, etc. I mean, I really truly think that the Elite's rankings are like possibly the best in any game community. Like, I can't really think of any better of anything I've played or really anything I even know of. I mean, maybe there's...
Oh, the community?
Well, just like the ranking system itself. Like, I mean, also
yeah,
the
ranking
like,
the ranking system is very addicting. It's very fun to play. See points.
You know, I forget who it was who said it. Maybe it was Icy, but like, you know, someone said once, some players play GoldenEye, some players play the Elite. You know, and that's like, to me, as Fletcher said also here, the Elite rankings incentivize non-world records. Who the fuck cares who the 5th place SMB player is? Pretty much. Like, you know, it's, it really... It does incentivize non-world records, and also at the same time, like, it's a little bit of something for everyone. Some people can play for the records, some people can play for the ranks. You know, it's like, there's a little bit of whatever you want. I mean, we've got a leaders page to count world records if you want to go that way, like Grav, or apparently myself now, because I guess Air Force One is just freebie points. Or you can go for smooth times on every page, and there's nice little built-in stat stuff like the hit list, and, you know, there are people constantly running stats metrics on the forums, etc. I mean, I think it's really, really cool. And in a way, it's like, yeah, GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, let's be real, like, there's a lot of garbage things about them as games. I mean, they are great games, and I think they have, especially because of the Elite, they have so much potential as speed games. But at the same time, it's like, even though the games can be garbage, knowing that what you're contributing towards is like this ranking makes it way, way better. It makes all the garbage moments to me, like, just not matter. You know? Like, I'm fine with getting ripped off 100 times in a row by the president. You know, if it means that when I get that chance, I know that if I clutch it, I'm getting a 97-point time or something. Not even a world record, just like a really nice time, you know? It's great. And it results in this optimization that's just like insanely hype. At least in my opinion. Pauly, you around live still, maybe?
Oh yeah, I'm right here. I'm having some like microphone and internet difficulties. Sorry, I'm trying to like sort it out.
No, it's all good. If you're good, let's think. I'm trying to think if there's. I mean, we're pretty much on the verge of wrapping up. If anyone has questions, in chat, feel free.
I got a good.
Go ahead.
What do you So now that the league's all said and done, like, who do you think's going to be like a hot player to like watch going forward, like the rest of the year into 2019? Who do you think could do some damage?
I honestly think the biggest of all, it's got to be Lake Demon. Like, he will be top 10 by the end of this year. I think Lake Demon will be top 10 by the end of this year. He wouldn't even have to play that much.
I have one.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't know I could check. I don't know the exact figure off the top of my head. He has a mountain to climb, but he could definitely climb it.
One of the things I thought was insane from Lake Demon was the fact that he played, I think, Infill PA for a day or two, went from 0 points to 88.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Thought it was absolutely bonkers.
That's the thing, too, with, like, that
insane
stage. Like, it's totally fine to, like, go from 0 to 60. 0 to 80 plus, like, fuck that. That stage is so deep fried. You never survive. Didn't he play it on NTSC US as well? Because if he did, like, that's just gross. That should not be possible. And honestly, we may have to proof call him. Because that's fucked.
Yeah, it is pretty fucked.
I mean, I don't know if you've tried to play that stage on NTSC, but, like, you just do not live. It is possible, I guess, in theory. Oh, he played it on Japanese. Okay.
That was on J. Yeah, okay.
I was like, dude, if he played that on NTSC, like, we're never talking again. That's just not acceptable in any way.
I have one that hasn't been mentioned. That's definitely an up-and-comer.
All right.
Mike Mint.
Mike Mint! Holy shit! Yeah, I mean, wow. Mike Mint is,
yeah.
Dude, like...
I think Mike Mint is, definitely an up-and-comer. Don't look at the points too much, and don't be like, oh, this guy isn't even top 100. My man is going to be the Surface 2 champ soon.
Well, he's
definitely going... And he's currently, along with Wally, they are both top of the leaderboards for Surface 2.
He is literally in there right now.
Yeah, he's streaming literally right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I think Mike is definitely gonna tear up the ranks for you pretty soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago when he got Cradle 33 as well, and yeah, he's just got some nice record. He's already got 4 records, and he's playing for good times. I think he went for Cavs 101 as well. So like,
and then just in
good
chat,
stuff all around.
I'm seeing Luke. Well, of course, Neil is talking about Fork, Icy, Frost Tops.
Fork's gonna do big things.
Luke also saying Pauly, of course, MW, Hados, me. I mean, at least for myself, like I am going to make a massive effort to get to PD top 10 by 2020. If it doesn't happen, fine, but like the effort will be made. So expect to see at least something on the way. I'll try. Who knows how far I'll get? Maybe I'll just smash into a brick wall around like 70 point times on every stage or something. But an effort will be made. So, we'll see.
I think it's safe to say I'll just quickly point this out. I feel like it's safe to say Joris is not like a new player anymore. I think he's established himself as a top player.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything doubting him anymore. Like he's a great player.
Yeah. And like PD top 10, I have a feeling in the next like 2 to 3 years, like there may be like 3 new players in it. It might be literally like it's pretty deep fried. I mean, there are players, like there aren't that many people playing, but the people who are playing are fucking playing. I mean, like ludicrous amounts of time being spent on those games, or at least, very efficient gameplay. So we'll see how it goes, but I think there's a lot of action, and there's a lot of action in GE too. I mean, someone like Mike Min, as you said, like, yes, it's Surface 2, it's just, mostly Surface 2, and, but at the same time, like, he's going for these times that, like, you need that kind of patience, and I think more important than anything else in GE is that, it's spending the time, playing intelligently, learning from your mistakes, and leaving the rest to nice luck and good execution.
Yeah, and if you look at the ranks, the bottlenecks of top 50 and top 100 in GE, there's like heavy action in those specific areas. Like there's trading like Fletcher and Kaido like trade spots at like right at 50 like every other day.
Yep. I mean, it's getting exciting, and you know, again, as I've said, I'm a new player, so like, don't really take what I have to say too much into consideration. But just to me, like, if I'd come in from literally nowhere and never talked to anyone in the scene, I would look at this and be like, holy shit, this is so healthy. Like, there are so many people playing right now. I mean, I know to G and PD players who were there during the Twilight days, maybe it can feel a little dead, but like, it's not at all. And there's so many people streaming, you know. Are things going to get bigger? I don't know. But even if they don't, I think this is a really healthy level of competition, and there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, this is definitely this league's definitely raised the bar, and
I was gonna mention Dusky.
I think we're gonna have a really
too.
cooked 2019.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I wonder what we'll see. What's on your radar, in terms of times we're shooting for, or like which players do you think, or something like that? Elaborate, and I will answer.
I have a time that I'm predicting for 2019, definitely.
Oh, do tell.
Luke Sklar's Frigate 00104.
Yep, that's definitely. I feel he'll never let that go.
KevinDDR, AFO double or PA
124 maybe.
Yep, I think you can definitely do it.
I'm definitely shooting for defense world records too. They're really hard, and I need to fix the way that I warp into the basement on SA and PA, because like I do the firing warp instead of the weapon switch warp, which is just, it loses like a second already, and even though there is a second to gain on PA, like losing that second realistically, unless you're boss, like that's the run over. So I need to fix that, but assuming I can fix that, I think I have a very realistic shot at defense agent, defense PA, maybe even defense SA, although that stage is like Frigate 00 level odds, because it just never ever fucking completes ever. Even worse than PA.
As for more times, Jungle 49 is literally around the corner.
Caverns 101, I'm still looking for. Yeah, Lake Demon's gonna get the Untied, so I'm kind of. I still think 44 might be possible. I'm gonna look into it, but I think with the way that Carl did the left strafe start on defense, I think maybe, like with a perfect run, I mean truly perfect, maybe 44 is possible. Any more innovations and 44 is possible. And that would be an insane time. Air Force 151 is happening. Like, as long as this strategy pans out, it's definitely happening, and it looks like it's panning out. I mean, even Fork, just using part of it, was having good luck on 52 paces. Right when we were watching the stream earlier, in fact, he had what almost seemed like a 51 pace president, you know, if he'd been back up faster. So there's some potential there. I definitely want to play Defection PA, because it's like something about like learning that stage to me. It's like it's not really my white whale, but it's like this like it's very intimidating to me, and it's got like everything that I'm bad at, like crazy out of bounds, lots of wild speech skipping, tight headshots, all sorts of dumb shit that I'm bad at. And much like Ricky was saying earlier, you know, you got to push yourself and go out of your comfort zone. And I think
Defection PA. Defection PA feels like Perfect Dark's final exam.
It is, dude. It like totally is. Like, Defection PA is really putting it all together, you know. Investigation PA, I want to use Carl's strat, which like straight up just makes the stage easier. I mean, that's a one that maybe we shouldn't be talking about on stream, because we can't let anyone know that it actually makes the stage easier. His K7 lure, like, as long as you're fast enough, you know, his K7 lure will make the stage easier, because you're like almost 100% guaranteed to make the bot cycle, and you have like an extra 5 or 6 seconds to just kill every guard on the way to the K7 guard. So that's you know, Villa PA, I would love to Villa PA, I would really like to get a sick time on. My 138 with the dishwasher warp is frustrating, because it was like literally on pace for a 130, and then I lost 8 seconds in the basement. So fuck that, basically. I mean, I think it was like 111 at the door or something, which is just incredibly infuriating. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. You guys, what's still looking? What are you thinking of next?
Well, we gotta we're gonna keep climbing the ladder. I definitely have some hot times I'm looking for. I'm trying to get into the right mindset because I really want to go for 213. That's really on my mind.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and as Boss said, I mean, defection PA is like, it's just not really been explored enough, and I think the people who are capable of exploring it haven't played it because they don't think they're capable of it, you know, so we'll see. I mean, I don't think the stage is ever going to snowball, but I do think it will. You'll see a couple better times once people realize that it's not totally unplayable. I mean, some strat innovations courtesy of White Ted. I mean, that's really actually more than anything else. Like, White Ted may heavily change Perfect Dark in the next year. Like, he understands the game on a technical level that literally no one else understands it on. Except maybe Henrik. And even then, I think White Ted is going harder on the PD end of things. And, you know, PD more than GE, I think, has massive chances for, like, you know, shit like the M-Strat. People laugh about that because they're like, well, obviously you can't, you know, there's no way that you're ever going to save time realistically on a run because it's too involved. The difference with PD is, like, it could be that involved and you could still save, like, fucking 15 seconds on a stage, you know, with insane lures and stuff like that. So, PD players are also more likely to want to try and do shit like that. So, I think we'll see something from him. What stage yet? I don't know, but...
I have another battle that I want to ask you guys. What do you think will happen first? Because they're both kind of unlikely, but also could happen like anytime soon. Train 56 versus Silo 59.
Give me the Train 56.
I'd actually say Train 56 on my limited knowledge, just because if I felt like Silo 59 would have happened by now. If it was gonna happen, if Mark was gonna do it, it would have happened. I feel like 56, like, there is significantly more room for it to happen. Like, I don't really know if it will, but then it's also the same thing too. Is like,
if you look at the dupes, I think Mark has more 100 dupes than Henrik has 57 dupes. I'm not sure though.
Right, but at the same time, more dupes doesn't strictly mean that he's more likely to get it. Really, it could also mean that he's just closer to absolute perfection, which is
Mark has literally had Silo 59 like a couple times, and the universe has taken it from him.
Yeah, so, you know, whether or not it'll happen, it's hard to say.
Like, if I woke up in the morning and Henrik had posted 56, I mean, obviously I'd be stunned, but I wouldn't be like shocked to be like, well, yeah, no, he definitely could get it.
Yeah, and I feel like he may just, it's like he has less dupes, but in a way, like, that's sort of just because of the nature of the stage, right? Like, to me, at least, I think. I mean, I think once you get to a certain level on Silo, I feel like beyond a certain point, maybe, I mean, I just don't know enough to say. I'm just not informed enough. But on my experience of playing both, I really feel like maybe Train just has more potential. So,
like, those two stages are like so demanding, and to watch them play the two stages, they're playing a level that no other human beings played, like, other than them. They're playing something entirely different, even though it's the same stage.
Yeah, it's like, it's just totally, it's not on the same, you know, I mean,
universe.
Yeah, you know, it's like watching, you know, Boss play Defection PA or something like that. It's just a different universe. So it's definitely, it's cool. I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, I hear a small rumor that Boss might start streaming. Small rumor. That very excited for that if he does, and I think a lot of people are, because in a way, it's really nice to watch players have like either legit fails or like how to see, it's nice to see the ways in which they fail when they're doing things correctly. I think you can really learn a lot from that, and like that's part of what makes Untied so hard is that you can't rely on seeing that kind of stuff. You just have to have a feel or knowledge that lets you know for yourself without any comparison. And that's also the thing. Oh, go ahead.
If anyone that is really good and they know they're really good wants to set up their stream and wants to like help get started, help like gain an audience and like, want, the information required to actually kind of gain an audience in that sort of sense, hit me up. I will help. I will literally make a tutorial after this thing is done. I will try and get people to talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how it would affect you personally, boss, too, but like I feel like once you, and I know in the past you'd said that you were a little nervous about streaming or something like that, but I think that once you get playing, once you see people really excited, I know at least for me, it helped me power through some of the just garbage I had to play, like War. Fuck that stage, by the way. War, SA, and PA should be removed from the ranks. Like, it's not even...
Yeah, I hear no one talk good about War, SA, and PA.
I mean, like, War SA, as I said, is like somehow almost worse than PA, just because PA shits out in the most hilarious ways, whereas at least SA, you're just like... With SA, like, you get ripped off and you're mad that you lost a good time. With PA, you could be coming into the final room and you're like, well, I already know this run's dead, so who even cares? But, yeah, fuck that stage. Holy shit. That might have been the worst part of League.
Wow, you want to replace War SA and PA with a
dual SA
dual
and PA?
LTK and DLTK?
Absolutely. Just all the way.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, and Neil saying here that he'd like to get a stream set up, but doesn't really care about quantity. That's the thing too. You don't have to care about the quantity of viewers. I mean, unless you're planning on making money off of streaming, like really, it doesn't matter. You can do the stream the way you want to.
I actually, for some reason, for me, the reason I have all the information on the stream is just because I like having people to talk to, and. Yeah. So it's not even that I care about having a lot of viewers. I just care about having enough people to talk to.
Yeah,
and that's like, and that's what that little bit of information on the stream helps with.
Yeah,
and over the course of 6 years, you definitely know what to do for that.
Yeah, and
I've been streaming for 6 years.
There's this like super weird effect too, where like the easier, like when you provide information about the game, like it's this weird self-selecting effect where like. The people who are just willing to watch without giving a shit about it at all tend to be like, this is like maybe the wrong word to use, but like lower quality viewers or something. Like they aren't going to provide any like engaging, like, they might just like be in there to meme or say like silly shit. But like people who care about the game and are willing to like read up a little or watch the information you put up there, like, those are the people you end up talking to a lot who, hang out. It's really fun to talk with in the long run, I think. Not strictly experienced people, but just people who find what you're putting out there interesting, So, at least in my experience, that's how it's always gone.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, Let's see here. Yeah, MW, your stream is pretty much a DJ service. It's quite good.
Yeah, I hate it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been great, and I think more or less it's pretty much it. Any last thoughts? You guys have anything to say? I think we're gonna wrap it up, and I'll play something tonight. I might play a little more for 51, but yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So, well, furthermore, I know it's not going to happen anytime soon. So,
yeah, I think I'm going
to overall.
Yeah, it's a good league. I was a big fan. It's definitely one of the best introductions to any speed game I've ran like 20 different games, by the way. Like I've ran a lot, and this is one of the best introductions I've ever had to any speed game. It was definitely really good. I never thought IL speedrunning could be that fun.
Yeah, I mean, I play Tetris the Grandmaster, which, like, is basically just one IL. It's a 10-minute IL that you play over and over. I guess there's a few different games, but it's pretty much that. And, like, I thought that community was, like, doing a great job getting information out and doing promotional efforts and all this stuff and making people feel welcome. And they are. And then, like, I came in here and I was like, oh, damn, these guys are doing that on, like, a 10 times scale, And now I'm doing this, like, league finals stream, stuff like that. It's been a really good introduction, and I hope I haven't come off as overly enthusiastic or trying to, like, edge my way into anything. I just really
we need those people. We definitely need those people.
Yeah, I mean, that's
everyone's fucking INTJ over here. So
like, I think in a way I really want more people, and that's always what it was for me too with Tetris, was like I wanted more people to know about and play the game. Not like, I didn't care if I got attention that much, so much as just I wanted the game to, like, get the recognition it deserves, or the community or whatever. And when I see the Elite and I see how much effort has been put into, like, developing strats, developing a sick website that is seriously sick. We actually just kind of cloned it for Tetris the Grandmaster. A site called theinfiniteset.net is basically the Elite, but for Tetris. It's very bare bones right now, but it's, the idea is good, and a lot of Tetris people were interested in it, which makes me really think there's something there. And
there's potential, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I hope that things continue along this trend. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to next year. Maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring as a captain. We'll maybe TBP Part 2 will happen.
Who's your first pick?
First pick? Oh, fuck, man. If you're not a captain, I'll take you on. Actually, really, first pick would probably... it's got to be Icy.
Icy.
Having Icy on your team is like automatic instant win. You get perfect advice for everything from a 5,000 IQ int J. How can you lose?
Well, you say that, but then even if he was on another team, he'd just tell you anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. He'd just tell you anyway, so, like, it's not really a concern. But I don't know. I really don't know who my pick would be. Maybe it's someone who literally hasn't started playing yet. I mean, think about it. If we were asking this same question last year, like, no one would have picked Haydos. No one would have picked Lake Demon. MW didn't even exist. Polly didn't exist. I didn't exist. Dusky didn't
I didn't exist.
Yeah, like, almost none of these picks were really on the scene.
Yeah, league champion Head Snow did not exist.
Yeah.
I was literally just gonna say, if there was another league, I'd pick Head Snow again.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, definitely. He showed that, Luke's intuition was right. I mean, it's really a hard call. And to me, that's it. It's like the excitement. I know there's like this weird thing where, like, some people have talked about, like, speedrunning becoming weirdly anti-competitive in, like, a certain circle where, like, there's, like, an effort to make it less focused on records and stuff. And, like, I feel like, in a way, if you want to encourage competition at the top, you have to encourage competition among newer players. Because, especially with this game, there is such a wall to climb. Like, unless you are being pushed hard, it may be insurmountable, especially when you're trying to play catch-up, to legendary players who've spent 10 times as long as you.
We're going to encourage competition right now.
Yeah. So go out, guys. Get those fucking times. If you are watching and you are not already a GoldenEye or Perfect Dark player, you can check it out at the-elite.net. It's a real cool site. There's lots of tutorials on the forums for GoldenEye, for Perfect Dark. There's, like, general getting into either game tutorials. There's replays for, like, replays, I shouldn't say. There's videos of, like, almost every time that's remotely relevant in the modern era. Perfect Dark is worse for that, but luckily, any time that's beyond when videos for significant times were required. I mean, basically, if you want a video of a modern strat, it exists, like, usually 4 or 5 times or more. So there's a lot of stuff out there to get you playing. I think we're good. So thanks a ton, guys. Again, huge thank you to our league admins, DSX and Grav. There's no one else who was on the, like, league committee, I guess, right?
There was MW and
MW and Trouble Clef, of course.
Yep.
Our proof mods who had to watch so many fucking videos.
And everybody a Christmas card. Like, can we do that?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, it's they fucking deserve it, you know. Like, I literally would have no problem with paying into, like, if Moamathon or something similar were to happen again, the idea of doing like a pre-league fundraiser to just straight up give those guys a gift for running it, like, I think would be a great idea. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like, they're putting in like at least part-time job hours into like making this shit work. And
I have a little teaser for everyone because I'm about to leave. There is a buy the dip montage that's going to be released within the next few weeks.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I'm so stoked. We got to have like a live premiere and everything, dude. I'm really stoked.
I'll probably upload it as a video.
Awesome.
It won't be like anything too big. It'll just be, you know, a nice song. I've already got the song picked out. And
Sick.
We'll play about 5 minutes of. It doesn't have to be all like full runs. I'm
Just
gonna
the
show
hot
highlights
moments,
of each runs of me, Hados, Luke, Wotus, Punjabi, and Head Snow, and we're all gonna.
Perfect.
It's all gonna be good.
Cool.
Yep.
All
So
right, well,
I said I was gonna make it, and I said I would make it even better if you know, we won, and we did. So
perfect.
By the dip. I'm peacing out, and see ya.
All
Peace.
right. See you, Ricky.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Cool.
Later.
All right, Polly. Well, you know, the stream, I actually was a little worried. I thought we might not have anything interesting to talk about. When we started up, I was like, fuck, okay, the only stream running is Fork, and he's awesome, but he's not playing. Like, nothing's gonna happen. And sure enough, things didn't shake up, but we had a great conversation after the fact. We had a great conversation after the fact with Luke, with Ricky, and I think we came to some good conclusions. You know, the league was great. There's room for improvement with the format, maybe, but overall, by and large, the new format was a massive success. We all got a lot out of it, grew as a community, as players, and I like to think as people, too. You know, I mean, you get out what you put in something like this, and I think pretty much everyone put in a lot, and we all got a lot out of it as a result. So, cool. Thanks, guys. My voice, my voice seriously hasn't recovered from the stream the other day. It was like just getting back there today, and now it's shot again. So, thanks. And, all right, Polly, catch you later, man. And, I'm gonna take off and eat or something.
All right, well, hey, you have a good one, man. Just great. We can set this up and
yeah,
this out great.
I almost feel like we might need to start doing some kind of like monthly or semi-monthly like rankings roundup or something. This seems to be pretty fun, and I think there's a lot of activity. So,
hey, if you want to do that, like, we should set something up. It could be done.
Yeah, man, we need to get like a hardcore GE only guy in too or something. Not because I don't think we know enough to like talk about it, but it's good to have a real expert on the game in perspective as well. So
it's good to have that flavor. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, peace out. Thank you everybody for watching. Where are we going to throw the stream over to? We kind of have to.
Well, I think in the spirit of, since the league was a lot about the new blood, I think we should, we kick it to Mike Mint. Is he still going?
I think we have to. And, we talked about Mike Mint, and let's throw it over to him. So everybody enjoy Mike Mint's stream. Yeah, Fletcher. No, we definitely are. So we'll think about it. We may have guests. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but this seems to be really fun. So, we'll definitely work on it, and, I'll toss around some ideas. All right, see you guys later, and, enjoy Mike Mint staring at the ground, throwing nades, and, crying. I guess he's playing 00, so, have fun with that. All right, peace. Cool. All right, I think we are good.